Heyo. Think I'm live? Hopefully. Go ahead and get that going. Forgot to put the music on for myself as well as you guys. Actually, I need to attach it here if I want you guys to hear it, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Let's go. Heck. Cool. Yeah, geez, all the comments just started flying up like, yeah. What's up, guys? Falanini, Daniel Marquez, disease for dinner. What's up, guys? Nice little market pump we got going on today. Unfortunately, I would say some of the things I had pumped, but they didn't pump enough for me to even like take profit on anything. So it's like, cool. It pumped a lot, but I'm still short like 100 gems or 500 gems or whatever it is, or on some NFTs, 2,000 gems short of like it being profitable. So let me see here. Cool. We don't need to do that yet. We're just kind of just chilling right now, which is fine with me. Reporting from the toilet. Nice to see a business. Dude, I'm the same way. I actually, it's the time I get my best ideas, and it's also the time I read my my VV comics as well. I'm like, dude, I'm on taking some me time right now. Might as well check out some comics in the meantime. Dead Kitty Bounce. I think so too, unfortunately, Falanini. Like, it's still a great time. Like, if you're up right now, that's awesome. And to be honest, I hope it runs. Like, I want the market to run. And there's a chance that it could. I think it's probably an 80-20 chance right now. 20% chance it'll keep running. I will say it is nice that the hold on one sec. Why is this? Let me remove this. Try restarting this. There, I need to do that. Can you guys hear the music now? You guys should be able to hear the music. Hopefully. Okay, cool. You guys should be able to hear the music. If it's too loud or too low, please let me know. I'm actually turning up a tiny bit. There. That should be good. If that's too loud, let me know. PS sound is on. Hey, how are you, vibes? I still not really buying. Same here, dude. I'm not really buying anything at this point. Hey, business, nice. Yo, my NFT tracker is pretty dope. It is pretty good. I do like it. I was just on a thing with Omi the Clown earlier. He was fixing my account with some stuff. And I kind of, you know, he's a really busy guy, so I don't want to bother him too much. But and he's also a one-man show, right? Like my NFT tracker, they have three people working on their website, right? They've been doing it for a while. I love the features. It's very simplistic. Though some of the... maybe we'll take a look at both today, but my NFT tracker, it sometimes it's a little hard to read, at least like if you're looking at the actual, like this is what I like about the ecomi wikis. There's on the left side, it just has all the stuff you care about. It's down this much, up this much, and there's the dollar amount, and there's the market cap, total listings, like kind of has everything you need, the rarity and all that stuff. I mean, so does my NFT tracker, but it's just so small. Like the numbers are so tiny, and it shows box price, which takes up a lot of room. Which, like, I don't care about some of this information. So there's positives and negatives about, not positives and negatives, but there's things I like and things I kind of wish were better on both platforms, right? Like there's no one platform that's perfect. So, but I still like ecomi wiki a lot. That's going to be the one I mainly use, probably still 99% of the time. But if there are some features and stuff that my NFT tracker has that I think that's going to be useful or valuable to you guys on the stream and stuff, like I'll definitely use that as well. But yeah, man, I actually want to show you guys something pretty cool I've been working on. I'll be honest, I don't even know if I can like legally get away with any of this. I know it sounds strange, but I've been kind of working on some t-shirt ideas because some people, something I've noticed, and not that like, it's not like that big of a deal, but it's something I noticed that like, I remember Cavell Anderson used to do VV shirts and ecomi like merch and stuff like that. And I wanted to buy some, like, I think it was like a couple of weeks ago. And I went to his page and I couldn't find it on YouTube anymore. I also noticed his intros kind of stopped talking about it. So I'm not trying to like this it's just something I noticed, and I was like, man, this kind of is weird. Like I wanted to buy Veve and like ecomi stuff, so I noticed that it's not on his site anymore. He doesn't even mention it in his videos like he used to. So I wanted to come up with some t-shirt designs. I know you guys were talking. I know I've talked about it before. So I came up with 2 so far. I have like 5 or 6 so far in mind, but this is just something I worked up like last night. I'm not even sure if legally I can get away with some of this stuff. I might have to like tweet Alex G, or I have no idea who I would even ask to get permission to use some of these like assets or like these pictures or whatever. So let me show you guys right here. I'm gonna double click this one. I have to actually make this bigger. There we go. My goal with this one is, I'll put myself in like in the bottom left, whatever. So my goal with this one is, obviously it's just, let me zoom in too. I don't know why it's so zoomed in. This one is just like the market, right? But I want to be able to like edit or like be able to add text in here. So I'm not sure if I'm allowed to do that on Teespring. If you can like add a text in there, I think that'd be kind of funny. If you can't, and it's like you could just buy it pre-bought and that's it on Teespring, I might have to do like market open or something, like, because people, that's like always the meme, right? Like, oh my god, market open, I was gonna do this. I'll be honest, I have no idea if I can even use this logo. Like, is this trademarked? Is this like, am I not allowed to use this like logo or icon or anything like that? Like I have no idea. So it would be kind of cool. And I just added the market closes in 30 minutes because that's just kind of like a nostalgic cool thing, right? So, and I've noticed like Veve's actually changed the market logo or like the market thing quite a few times. So this is probably the one they've used most recently and like the most often, I would say. And so if you want some merch printed, I'm a partner in a shop in Toronto. Love to print it for you. Awesome, man. I guess I'm mainly doing, at least for me, just Teespring, just because they do it all for you. Like, I'm not sure with like printed shops and stuff that have been printing merch for years. I'll hook you up. Awesome, Dane. Yeah, like we can maybe talk. I would love to, and I would love to just at least like make sure this is okay. The other one, which I think is still, I probably can't get away with this one, but I really like the look of it. And I probably also need like an actual graphic designer with this one. Like I would love to get like an actual graphic designer to like do some of this stuff. But this one, which I think is pretty cool, this one says Got Todd. And let me zoom in like closer. This one says Got Todd. It says season 1, series 1, number 100. I was going to add something else that's like first NFT or something like that. I changed like the cape a little bit. I might need to like angle the shadow like diagonally. I know with like some of these things, because like I'm not sure if like this is all trademarked or this is too obvious, but if you angle the shadow a certain way, or if you change the image enough where it's like not immediately recognizable, like, I mean, honestly, if you're not a Veve user, or if you're new, or if you don't even know what a Todd McFarlane Batman looks like, when you look at this, you're just like, what is this? It just looks like a bunch of shapes, right? But I thought this one was kind of cool. This one just says Got Todd, and it says season 1, series 1. And this is all editable, right? Like this is all stuff I was thinking about changing. And this is also just my limitations with Teespring, right? So it's, I know I can put like a PNG photo or whatever on there, but I had another one about, so there's Got Todd, there's Market Open, there's Gem Squeeze one. I didn't know how, like what image I could do for like Gem Squeeze, like gems like getting squeezed out, like a lemon squeezer, or maybe a towel getting like squeezed. I have no idea. So these are all ideas I kind of had for t-shirts. Are people going to buy them? Maybe not. But like all it takes is, you know, I think right now there's like no like cool Veve merch. I was going to do another one that probably says like Common Gang, that like all one shirt says like Common Gang, Uncommon something, Rare something, Ultra Rare something, then like Secret Rare, like, you know, Secret Rare. Maybe that's all it says. It just says Common, Uncommon, Rare, Secret Rare, Ultra Rare, or whatever. So it's like just something simple where it's like, because I don't think anyone wants to like buy my logo. Like no one gives a shit about Veve Vibes. No one knows who Veve Vibes is for the most part. But I think people like to buy shirts or whatever that like kind of gets them connected or more involved with the community. And it's something that like if you wore it and someone that has Veve saw it off the side of the street or saw you on the street, they'd be like, oh, like you got that Todd McFarlane shirt, or you got that logo with the Veve store market thingy on it or whatever. I have no idea. I bought Omi at an all-time high. Yeah, I saw that. Make one that says, yeah, I bought Omi. I'm trying to remember. Someone did a meme of that one day where it was like, there's a picture of a girl that says like, I only like bad boys. and like he leans over to the girl's ear and he's like, I bought Omi at an all-time high. Like he's like like I bought Omi at its peak or at its all-time high. Or something like this. I was gonna think about doing one that said like pre-penny Omi or something like that, like below a penny. So it's like pre-penny Omi, something like that. Like just kind of like quirky shirts that I think would be fun or easily recognizable by other people in like the VV Omi community. So it's not focused on just, because like no one wants to buy merch. Like that's one thing I've noticed with like a lot of other like YouTube channels and stuff. Like they make their merch about like their logo or like them, and like unless they have like a really good graphic designer that made like a funny caricature or whatever, like fine, whatever. But even then, it's I even thought about somehow maybe hiring someone to make a caricature, not so much of myself, but just like I don't know, like a funny looking one or something that looks like cute or whatever. And like I thought about gem squeeze, where it's like squeezing the gem. I don't know, like these are just some ideas I kind of had, because some people did say they want merch, and I noticed like there's no merch on any. At least Cavell Anderson wasn't doing merch anymore. I think he still does, or I could have sworn. I'm sure there's other people that are doing like t-shirts and hats and whatever else in that one. Yo, what's up, Mason? Buzzy? Make one that says got buybacks. Yeah, got buybacks. There's so many just like memes. I thought about doing a chili pepper. I thought about doing a chili pepper shirt that said like it just says 4 emote chili peppers, either 4, or it says like 2 out of 4 or 6 chili peppers or whatever it is. Like a chili pepper t-shirt, just for fun. Like I don't know, like just again, it's just something that I don't know. Like I don't know if Alex would appreciate me like using his face, but I would love to like use the icon of his face, like the what's it called, the one that he always uses on Discord. And just 4 chili peppers. And that's all it is. It's just his face, 4 chili peppers, and that's it. I thought that would be freaking hilarious. I thought that'd be funny. Let's see. I don't know. Occasionally, I like to get, I don't know. I feel like I'm relatively creative. I'm not even like artistic or anything like that, but occasionally it's like, crunching numbers and stuff is fun most of the time, but at times I feel like I do want to get something more creative, do something more community based or fun or whatever it is. So, or huddling Walt and Mickey, yeah, that all those are good. So, I'm kind of curious to see if the top gainers and sellers is still a little messed up. Yeah, it's still a little messed up for top gainers and sellers. So, we might have to look more specifically at. You still saving gems? Yes, I am, Mason Fuzzy. I am. Indeed, I am. Let me actually forgot to do something. This. I still don't know why I'm logged into my account on YouTube and it still recommends to me my own videos, which I guess is good. Could be worse. It doesn't recommend it at all. But I thought that was and like it'll be a video I posted like a day or 2 ago. You guys ever get that on the YouTube thing? Let's see. I really need to ask. Who is it? Not My Collectibles. Oh my god. Rob. How he manages to like move his screen like with the chat and stuff, because mine does not do that at all. Like whenever, and I keep forgetting to show chat. I apologize, guys. Make one that says has a T-Rex with a Sterling wheel. I don't know what that is. Honestly, I have no idea what is even a Sterling wheel. I think steering wheel. Is that what you mean? Is that what you mean? I don't know. We'll go and take a look at what were some things that pumped today. Quite a few things pumped today. I know Golden Moments went up a tiny bit. Lady and the Tramp up 130 gems. Let's go. Donald and Daisy up 120. Partner Statue up 4K, so 20% increase on Partner Statue. R2D2 went up 11%, so 55. Yeah, 550 gems. C3PO went up Only 8%. Still 200. I mean, that's still a lot. Iron Man went up 155 gems. Good for that. And remember, like these pumps, and I noticed this too, which was, it doesn't surprise me at all that we saw. I think it was more like the other day than today. Yeah, because this increase was kind of happened earlier, but C3PO and R2D2 pumped a ton, and then the other ones didn't pump just because I think C3PO and R2D2, not only are they the number 2 and number 3 golden moments in my opinion on the app, just behind Walt, is also the walls were just super thin. I think with those, like C3PO over the last 48 hours, like increased what, like $1,000? And I think that's mostly due to the fact that, yeah, because it was at 1,700 at one point. Now it's at 2,700 in 2 days. You know, not even 2 days. It was, you know, what was that, 36 hours ago? So a day and a half ago. I think the listings were just really, really small. People were just probably just constantly undercutting each other by 100 gems. And then all it takes is a couple of people to undercut by like 199 gems, where they're just, you know, they're one digit. What's it called? It's like 2.5, but it's like 2.599. Like people troll and do that. And you have that enough times where it's like, it gets to the point where all it takes is like 10 or 11 listings, and then it goes up $1,000, and it could just really fly. So the walls are just super, super thin. And I think that's something we're seeing across the market. And I'll be honest, I think we're going to keep seeing bounces like this occasionally. It'll bounce, go up. People are going to start taking a profit. It'll go down and then bounce and go back up. I think until we get a more formal tweet or message announcement or whatever from VeVe about MTL, I think that's when we're going to see the biggest like recovery on the market. Like at that point, could be 4 hours, could be 4 days, but then at that point, we're actually going to see a recovery on the market. So give me a sec here. Just looking up something on my phone. What does a T-Rex with a steering wheel have to do with VeVe vibes? I have no idea. T-Rex with a steering wheel? It's just a cute photo, I guess. I don't know. People that think they have a big head. People that have a big head but little arms to actually steer. Who knows? I have no idea. I'm drinking something. So my roommate got this energy drink. It's called Nerd Focus. Let me see here. It's called Nerd Focus. I don't know. It's okay. Like for an energy drink, I prefer to have like a sugar-free Monster or Bang on occasion. If I have to have an energy drink, I know they're like completely god awful for you, but sometimes I feel like I need them. But Nerd Focus, I don't know. It's okay. Just to piss off my roommate, I call it Nerd Gravy because it sounds disgusting, but also it's not what it's called, obviously. So sometimes I like to call it Nerd Gravy, which just sounds disgusting, just to trigger him, you know. Is there? Hold on one sec. Is there a group that people are and everyone buying something to pump it? Sugar-free Monster is terrible. I agree, but I just do not. It's not that bad. It's an acquired taste, but it's way better than pumping like 72 grams of sugar into your body while you're drinking. I'm just like, would rather drink water. I have that here too. I have that here. Like, I drink a lot of water. I do work out. I do run. I probably need to do more cardio than like just lifting. But I do drink a lot of water, and especially being here in Arizona, like that's something I've learned is, and plus I've always had like relatively dry skin and stuff like that. So I need to drink a lot of water to stay hydrated. I got lotion. I got all the shit to, you know, I put it on my face and, you know, my elbows and shit. I'm not trying to get ashy. You feel me? So yeah, it's no bueno. I need to drink a lot of water, but I know this, dude, this stuff just goes right through me, and I feel like I'm King Midas when I drink this. It's just like my urine is just gold. I'm just like, ooh, that is not good, but at least it got me through the stream, or through, you know, enough energy to do whatever. So Hamoon, let's go vibes. What's up, dude? I'll probably cover the t-shirt stuff again like an hour from now in case like if there's more new people that show up, but yeah. Yeah, I would rather drink water. I agree. Drink water. I've also been doing this occasionally. Mason Fuzzy, which is, I do have this like water flavoring thing. It's kind of like what's it called? Evo, not Evo. I don't know. It's basically it just flavors water and it has electrolytes in it. So, and usually all I do is, you know, you just take it in. I just put it one little squirt in my thing when I work out or even throughout the day. I just put it in my water and it makes it more tolerable because there used to be a part of me where there'd be times where like I would forget to drink water like almost all day. Like I'll drink it in the morning and then like I'll forget to drink it until way later in the day. And I'm just like, wow, I should. And it's not like I wasn't like pounding sodas or anything like that. I actually haven't like drank soda on a consistent basis in like 5-6 years. Like I used to drink an okay amount, but just sodas were just now when I have a soda, now when I have a soda, it's only with alcohol. So basically it's only with I don't know, Crown or like yeah, like Crown and Coke or Captain and Coke or something like that. Um, Even when it comes with a meal, like if I get a food somewhere and like I usually just get like a Powerade, which is not much better. That has a ton of sugar too, but I'll drink like a tiny bit of it, or I'll find a way to like dilute it in water so it's just not as like sugary, or because it's just like too strong. It just tastes like it's just way too sweet for me when I drink sodas or when I drink like Powerade or anything like that, unless I like dilute it. Um, yeah, Nerd Focus. It's such a weird name. Like I don't know how my roommate found it. He's definitely one of those guys that's like definitely awesome dude. Definitely like an impulsive buyer. He's definitely like I don't know where he found it, but he said like, hey, I tried one of these. It's pretty good. So I bought like a case of like 36 of them. I'm like, wow, okay. And he got a monthly subscription for it too. Like he got it on Amazon. Like he paid for like a monthly subscription. I'm just like, all right. And he didn't even know if he like actually liked it. I think he had it that one time and it was good, but you're pumping that other shit in you that substitutes sugar for sugar-free drinks. Oh yeah, like it's the same thing as like diet Coke, right? It's like, well, I have a diet Coke, it's still healthy. It's like no, it's not. But I totally get you, dude. I do need to, and that's one thing I'm trying to do is also just be healthier with the shit I put in my body. I've been relatively healthy, but it's like I'll eat good for 2 days. Then the next day I'll eat like complete shit, or I'll eat good for 2 days. And then, hey, it's the weekend and my friends want to go out to a sports bar and drink heavily and then have wings and beer and pizza and all this other shit and greasy ass street tacos, which is all amazing. Like, don't get me wrong, but it like all of a sudden, like the calories just really start packing on at that point. So I do take that into consideration when I'm like, all right, I should eat super healthy and work out a lot during the week. So I can eat like complete garbage, you know, that once a week on the weekends, that one time on the weekends or something like that. Tenley, what's it? Should I hold or L? I don't even sell. Omi, everyone plays. I think you should hodl. Always hodl. Always hodl. What's your alcohol of choice? I know it kind of makes me into a basic bitch, but I like vodka just because it just goes with anything. I'm not a big beer person. I like IPAs. Like I like a good IPA. I'm trying to think like what IPAs I even like, dude. Like whenever I go out like with my friends, I kind of just drink what they drink. I kind of just drink what they drink for the most part. Like I kind of just like go with the flow, to be quite honest. The hell am I doing? I'm literally Googling IPAs because there's some IPAs that I've had that are pretty good, but I just like forgot. But when someone offers me a beer, they're like, oh, if we're going out for beers, I always go for like a high IPA. I do like, what the hell's it called? Hazy. Lagunitas is pretty good. Sierra Nevada Hazy is pretty good. I'm just looking at all of these right now. Occasionally I'll have that like one IPA that has like 12, 13, 14% alcohol. And I'm like, whew, you're really feeling it after a while. But so I'll have a couple of those, but just like normal, like Coors Light or Bud Light or what's it called? Dos Equis, I don't mind, but even then it's just I just get so bloated and I just don't feel good. Like as the night goes on, I'm just like, oof, I don't like it. To be quite honest, I just kind of prefer harder liquor. Like, uh, vodka, tequila just destroys me if I have it late. If I have it early in the day, it's not too bad. But if I have it late in the day, if I start mixing it or in the middle, like it's just bad news. Um, yeah, that's me. I'm not like a big. I do like seltzers. I'm pretty basic, but that's because um, I don't know. Part of it could be because I live here in Arizona. I do live pretty close to like the ASU campus, um, Arizona State University campus for the most part. So maybe that kind of like rubs off on me. And some of the friends I do hang out with are like relatively young or younger than me and stuff. So um, there are some good seltzers out there, especially when you're going down a river with bunch of tubes and your friends and stuff like that. Like I think seltzers are pretty refreshing rather than just have like just beer and stuff like that. I don't know. Plus like warm beer just doesn't, I mean, first off it tastes terrible, but like warm seltzer like isn't terrible, or like room temperature seltzer like as like the day goes on or whatever. Anyway, whatever. Mio is what you're trying to think of? Mio, yeah, that's what it is. I said Evo. I'm like, what the hell am I talking about? Mio, yeah, it's all right. I've tried Mio once. It was pretty good, and like I literally just got the discount like dollar store brand at like Target or some shit, and it does all right. I just put just enough to like give it enough flavor where I'm kind of like compelled to actually drink it occasionally. Let's see. I sold one of my Superman at 2.9 yesterday. Now he 3.4. Yeah, dude, that happens. If it sounds like you're playing that dangerous game, which I did with a couple NFTs myself, where you think it's done pumping or it's done, it's okay, it's pumped up a little. You sell it off in hopes that you could basically rebuy it, right? I did that with a couple NFTs myself. To be honest, I did that. I'll tell you guys one of them. I did that with Donald Duck. I sold one of my Donald Ducks at 550. And so right now I'm just kind of hoping it goes below 500. Like worst case scenario, I just buy something else. Like it is what it is. I just buy something else, and I would have to buy it for at least 500 to like, I think make a tiny profit. I'm talking like single digit gems, but if it goes lower than that, I can rebuy it and then get more. And it's also more of just like an experiment / like a story to tell in the future, right? It's just, people always wonder like, oh, is it worth it to sell and rebuy? And it's like, well, I tried it. And like, I mean, ideally you do it back here, right? Like we're looking at this random chart. Ideally you do it way the hell back here, right? Like at any point in the last 6 weeks, if you just did it, you just held, yeah, you would have gotten some for sure profit. Like that's another way to just kind of make just free profit, which is just sell it at any point when you think it's really dipping. And then if you think it's going to go even lower, just rebuy it. It's kind of a weird way to almost like get profit as your NFT is going on. Like, how do you make your NFT that's dropping profitable? You sell it and you rebuy it. It's very, very risky. And, it's like, we got bots going on. It's the speculative market, NFTs, like all this stuff. But let's see. Hold on, my roommate's texting me. Where's he going? He just said the store. I don't know what he means. If he's going to Target, there is some things I don't want him to pick up. But yeah, that's Danny Dark. It's a dangerous game. I tried it myself, so I'm kind of hoping it pays off. Like I would love to just rebuy a Donald card. Yeah, when it goes down to 435, I'll just make a quick, 60, 70 gem profit. And then with that 60, 70 gems, you can just, hell, I mean, you could buy a couple rare comics. You can buy some comics. You can buy 7 commons, which is, if a common is that low, it's probably not worth or popular enough to do anything. But it's just something I wanted to try. And like I said, worst case scenario, if Donald does just fly up and away, there's plenty of other things I can buy, whether it's Batman or Spider-Man or other lenticular cards, comic books. Like, dude, some of the comic books are great right now. I will say one comic book that I do think is being slept on right now, or at least like just one that I not found out about, but this is not what I wanted to show yet. What was this? Drops. Is that right? No, not drops. Market. Comics. I might even just buy this on stream. Just because I do think it's a really good deal right now. Let me look it up before. Because who was it? I had Rob stuff look it up beforehand. It's not Daredevil 25. It's one of the Daredevils. Daredevil 131. Kind of want to look at the listings really quick. I'll go over chat here. Don't listen to anyone's advice. It's your investment. Always look at the roadmap in the future. I agree with Adam Smith. Don't listen to just some like random ass bald dude on stream with VV and all that stuff. Like, don't listen to me. I don't know. I've had a pretty good track record of flipping, but that's when the market was relatively stable. There wasn't a massive. I did a lot of flipping, like not late December. Good portion of November, early December, and then everything just kind of changed after 12 days of VV. We had that huge pump, and then we had that huge dump. As you can see here, like January came, just like literally everything pumped on the app during this time, and we're just in hard retracement for a while now. So. Which is Daredevil. I actually really like this comic. So for basically 100 gems, you can get an ultra rare Daredevil. The listings have gone up a tiny bit, but I mean, we're talking an increase of 7 listings or so. I still don't know why it says total listings is 21,000. I believe this one only has 2,000 or something. Let's see. Let's see, is this it? Yeah, so here it is on screen. Bullseye. The floor isn't like super thin, but it's getting down to that point at the very bottom where this thing almost just refuses to go below like 110-ish. It did here very briefly. This might be one I might hold off on for now, but I'm just kind of keeping my eye on it. Just because I think for a relatively, let's say like a high tier B comic, ultra rare being like 100 gems, I think that's really low. Secret rare is super low too for what it is. Like, I know Daredevil isn't like everyone's cup of tea, or it's like, but he can make some appearances, especially if like Daredevil is going to be more prominent in the movies and stuff later. Let me find out. I got to check out Boodle's like listing or whatever, or his page. But yeah, I agree with Adam Smith. Do your own due diligence. If you hear something from me and you like it, cross-reference it with someone else. You can say my name or not. It doesn't matter. You can say, hey, BV Vibe said this is a pretty good investment. Like, what do you think? Ask someone else. Like, and if you get enough content creators, or if you get enough people that are knowledgeable about comics, I'm not saying I'm knowledgeable about comics, but this is just one I kind of just saw. I'm like, hey, this seems pretty cheap for like an ultra rare. Like, Bullseye isn't like a no-namer villain. Daredevil is relatively popular. He could be in the near future, especially they introduce him to more MCU stuff. So give me a sec here while it's loading. Okay. Is this the new list we got, Boodle? That'd be sick. Okay, open image, a new tab. This one. So cover your eyes, guys. I'm sorry if this, just be ready. It's going to be very bright, as you guys can tell on my screen. I really wish, like, I have dark mode literally turned on, and it's not going to be able to help with this, so I apologize. Have you also seen there is a series of Penguin coming? Oh, there's like a actual Penguin series that DC's coming out with, like a movie series or show movie. Yeah, like a show series coming out. I did not know that. I haven't seen the new Batman, but I did hear that Colin Farrell, who also funnily enough plays Bullseye, playing Penguin. I heard he was like almost unrecognizable in the movie, but I heard it was pretty good. I'm sure some people some people loved it. A lot of people were probably like, it's pretty good. And some people probably hated it just based on Batman or where it's the actor. I forgot the actor's name, but really quick. So where is Bullseye? He can't be that low, can he? Am I missing it? I don't even know what the common cover looks like, to be honest. I know what the ultra rare cover is. Okay, so it's like Daredevil like kneeling down. Okay, right here. So it's like a mid-tier comic, let's say. You actually put it below Iron Fist. Interesting. Probably just because the recent sales of it are pretty low. It's just one to look at. I don't know. Maybe I got a little too excited for it, but I just saw that it was really, really inexpensive for an ultra rare, and I'm like, dude, Bullseye is actually pretty decent. I like Colin Farrell's Bullseye. Now, Beta Ray Bill, oof. I like this one a lot. The low mints. I know the sales, and I think you can't always just base it off of the, what's it called? The sale. I forgot what the name of the company that does the sales. Okay, fair market value for high CGC grade. That's what it's called, physical comics. So, I really like this. I really like Boodle's NFTs like setup and stuff. Like it gives so much awesome like granular information, but the readability can be a bit difficult, but other than that, it's really awesome. Belgian beers are the ones for me. Hell yeah, dude. I have a few friends that love Belgian beers. Is that like Blue Moon's a Belgian beer, right? It's got to be. I like Blue Moon too. Is that a Belgian beer? I don't know. As you guys can tell, I'm not like a huge beer drinker. Like I kind of, Blue Moon, come on. I'm looking up the beer, not the actual Blue Moon. Come on. Got the Belgian white. Okay, that's what I figured. I remember Belgian style wit beer brewed by Miller Coors under the name of Blue Moon Brewing Company. And I'm sure you probably drink like actual Belgian beer, not, whatever. Anyway. Milham, what's up? What's up, dude? What up, vibes? I know, bro. Lesson learned. Dude, it happened, and it could go back down. Like, do not underestimate. I mean, they're not going to announce one today because it's already too late in the day. But tomorrow they can announce a big drop for Sunday. We still have more MTL information to come out. They could do an AMA. A lot of things could change. So we'll see. Or Camden Pale Ale. Went to Japan and I recommend Strong or Strong 02. Okay. Interesting. I'll be honest, I've never been out of the country. I have not. There, that looks a little bit better. Not that it matters. I've not been out of the country, believe it or not. And I mean, Mexico is literally, I think 3 hours south of me or something like that. But it's only been like that for a couple of years. So most of the time it's just I haven't had time and stuff to really go. How you doing, mate? Been busy? Missed the last couple streams? It's okay, Initial K. I appreciate it. I know things have been a bit busy. Let's see. Cool. All right, just more. I was just like looking at tweets. It's just ecomi is just saying more like random stuff. Yeah, it's actually been kind of slow these last couple weeks, and I think it's mostly I did remember reading up on I'm trying to remember the term, but I think it was Andre Jake, that guy who's recently a huge investor. He also has the Millennial Money Show with a couple other guys. I forgot all their names. I've watched them a couple times. Interesting show, but it's funny because I guess there was a video where he actually showed his ad revenue right next to crypto, and you notice that when crypto was up, his ad revenue was up. More people watching, more people excited, more people donating money, more people are just trying to understand, like, oh my god, it's pumping, like this is a great time. But when the market is down, or when crypto was down, he had less ad revenue, less views, less people subbing, maybe people not unsubbing, but people like leaving his membership program or whatever it is. Just like, I'm not going to watch this, because I'm the same way too. Like, if I wasn't making content on almost a daily basis, I would probably just log off too. I'd be like, hey, I bought all this stuff at the peak. the market is just like just really crashing. So whatever, I'm just going to log off. I'm going to focus on other things, or I'm going to come back in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months. Like I'm just going to just forget about it until it goes up, until that one day you're on YouTube and you're looking at just kind of the thumbnails of people and it says like, oh, market's down, market's down. You're like, whatever. But until you see those handful of videos where it's like market is pumping or your NFTs are up or whatever, then people are going to start get back in. So it's just kind of to be expected, right? That's kind of one thing I actually talked about some other content creators about, which is I might actually, if the market ever looks like this again, where it's just down for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, I might actually change up my content a bit. I'm still going to talk about VV and ecomi, like all that stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, but I might, just change some things up. Maybe add some more content creators on here. Do some maybe things more related to like fun games, not like actual gaming, but just fun games like with the community. Kind of just make it more positive in general. I don't know how to I don't know how to explain it, but I'll have to come up with some things. But I do think in the near future the market will recover a time. But yeah, initial K, don't worry about it. Guala Guala. I told you guys don't sleep on Fantastic Four SR. It should be 50K. Don't miss out on ASM #1 SR. Yeah, Guala, I agree, dude. I think the main issue is like, I don't think people are sleeping on it. It's just like they just can't afford it. Like I'm in the same boat too. I could tell people like, dude, don't sleep on Walt, but not everyone has 30K on the app, right? 25K on the app, right, to buy a Walt. So that's why I try to focus. Most of the things I focus on are under probably 3,000, in or between, all the way down to 30 gems, all the way up to 3,000, right? I think that's the price range where people can actually afford stuff, start stacking here and there. I don't mind talking about other stuff, but like very high tier grails, that's why you hardly ever hear me talking about, super high end secret rares of comics, of Walt, of secret rare Spider-Man's, like, or let's go like Steve Pugh, Harley Quinn, like that thing is just so expensive. It's just like, it just does its own thing. Like I don't really pay attention to it. Same thing with like the Spider-Man 252 series that had like 1,000 mints. Is that the first appearance of the black suit? Whatever it is, but it's just so far out there. It's so niche. It's like, if you have the money to get it, like you're going to get it. I don't think you don't need to be like convinced to get it. I don't know how to explain it, but I get what you mean, Gala Gala. Guys, some VV influencers currently playing a dangerous manipulation game where they tell people common comic is better than SR or low mint is better than SR without taking rarity into account. I would love to hear which I would love to hear a clip or something where content creators are saying common comics are better. If you have a clip of that, I would love to see it. And who says it? And even if they did say that, I would just want them to explain themselves and not put them on blast, because I don't think it's inherently better, right? It's just a different technique, right? And me personally, I'm all about percentage. Like, depending on, I'm just talking generically. If there's an SR at 1,000 gems and it doubles in price, cool, it goes to 2,000. Or if it goes up 50%, let's say, goes up to 1,500 gems. But if you buy a bunch of commons, like if you literally bought 1,000 gems worth of commons, it doesn't have to move that much, especially if you bought it at, like 10 gems, 12 gems, whatever. It only has to move up like 4 or 5 gems in order to go up 50%. And at least me, I just noticed percentage-wise, on average, again, it depends on the comic, the cover, the rarity, a million different factors. That's why me personally, when the Ghost Rider comic came out, I stacked I pretty much stacked all the rarities, but mostly the ultra rares, just because like the exclusive cover just looked awesome. And I just didn't really know like how to price the secret rare, and I didn't want to just buy one. I felt like I could make more if I just stacked like 4 SRs versus just 1 SR. And the 1 SR would be kind of hard to time to sell. Like I could dollar cost average easier with an ultra rare than just a single secret rare, right? So Gala, I hear what you're saying. I'm just kind of curious to see like which content creator is saying that this stuff is just strictly better than secret rares. I think the main thing is just, can you afford it? Like if you can't afford, we look at some of these, like let's look at Daredevil #1. It's probably down here, right? Daredevil #1. you know, I could tell people all day, like, dude, just buy the secret rare. You're dumb for not buying the secret, but not everyone has $3,000 to spend on the app, right? Some people might only have $1,000, where it's like, all right, you can buy the ultra rare, but what if you like stacking? Maybe you want to get the rare. You can actually buy 5 rares for the same price for 1,000 or a bunch of uncommons. I think it's mostly price point dictated, not just. Yeah, I think I've kind of hammered my point home. Business music is calming. Helps the bowel movement, doesn't it? Business helps the lower intestinal tract kind of loosen up, let's say. Choo Choo, yo vibes. What's your favorite X-Men movie? Ooh, my favorite X-Men movie. There's so many. I kind of forgot which ones. Like, it's hard to go wrong, which is the first X-Men movie, right? Good God, I hate this search thingy. Favorite X-Men movie. I have to actually like look them up. So there's X-Men, X-Men 2, X-Men Last Stand, X-Men Origins, X-Men First Class, The Wolverine, X-Men Days of Future Past, Deadpool, I guess kind of counts, X-Men Apocalypse, Logan, Dark Phoenix. I don't think I've seen Dark Phoenix yet. If I had to pick, honestly kind of forgot about X-Men 2 United, like with like Nightcrawler and stuff. Kind of like Last Stand, because I had like Juggernaut. Jean Grey was kind of tapping into her like Dark Phoenix abilities, and stuff. Kind of sucked that Scott Summers, aka Cyclops, just got killed off pretty quickly. All that stuff. But I would say probably like Last Stand. I would say it was pretty good. Well, remember, guys, physical comics have grading because they get old and degrade. With NFTs, the most logical way is rarity. Common is the least expensive, and SR is most expensive. Mints or not. Yeah, I couldn't really care less about mints. I'm not a big mint guy. In my opinion, if you are going for mints, like, you might as well just go all out and go get sub 100. Or go for those mints that actually hold weight, right? Like, if you get a mint that's like the year the comic that came out, whatever it is, like, yeah, those are going to hold a lot of weight. I'm not a big mint guy, really. Like I said, either you get those super specialty mints if you can afford it, or if you manage to snag one, go for it. Or you just go all out. Like, if you're gonna go low mint, don't get a, you know, oh, I got a 297. Like, okay, like that's low, but it's doesn't really stand out. Like, there's a bunch of other mints in that range, right, that people can undercut you and stuff. But if you go sub 100, then cool. Like, that makes you definitely stand out. Yeah. But again, if you can't afford a secret rare, commons are also good too. Commons are also the most affordable. So either it's really no different, right? That you either trying to find one person that can afford your secret rare, or you just have those commons and you can just. Commons are a good way to kind of dollar cost average up, right? Uncommons, rares, whatever you want to do, whatever you can afford. At the end of the day, I will say, like, you know, having the cheap comics are the easiest way to dollar cost average up, because more people can afford common covers. Plus, it's the original cover too, so there's that as well. Like, I'm sure there'll be some comic book collectors out there that are cover art purists. Like, they only want the cover art itself, right? They might not care about the panel pulls. They might not care about they might not care about, what is it called, like the new artists that make their own covers for like the rare and ultra rare, or the opposite. People get all of them. Like, they don't care. Like, I do think there's gonna be enough comic book collectors and people that have comic niches that they're gonna buy everything, if they can afford it and they like it enough. Vibes, just buy the Daredevil 131. You are, bro. Oh, are you gonna sweep the floor with me? Is that you? It's a pretty cool cover. I'll think about it. Hammond, do you have a Daredevil ultra rare that you're trying to sell? Is that what you're saying? I have $850. Just want to make a play on Fantastic Four #1. You are sell around the time comics going to showroom. Is there another move you can think of? Thanks, brother. So, let's see. Where's it going? Oh my god, what the hell is that? That site I was literally on earlier. I already forgot the name of it. That's what it's called, my NFT tracker. For something like this, I would actually resort to this because the search feature is just super friendly. I really like this. Oof, that's kind of bright. So for $850, wanted to get one solo comic, right? Yeah, dude. Why don't you just buy an Amazing Spider-Man #1 secret rare? Like, what's wrong with you? I'm just messing with you. So NFTs, we're on what's called my NFT tracker. I don't even have an account here or anything like that. I do like just some of the search functions, so I do think something like this is perfect for that. So we'll go to comics. Let's do 850 max floor. Again, this is all brand new. I've never done something like this. I kind of want to just check out the ultra rares. Actually, let's check out the secret rares. Let's see if there's like any just secret rares at 850 below 850 that I think are pretty good. I just have a feeling like if there's a secret rare below 850, it's probably good, but there could be some better options. I do like this a lot though. It's like, hey, 850 secret rares, what can I find? Like I love this search function a lot. Release date, I kind of want to go off. Let's go based off of floor price. Maybe 24-hour trend. Let's do that actually. So which one's just gone up the most in the last 24 hours? True Believer, Ultimate Spider-Man #1. Okay, it's gone up 170 gems. Bishop went up 20. Okay, cool. Okay, maybe this will kind of throw it off. Rather just go with floor price. Let's do that. Floor price. All right, let's remember that. Thanks, Joe. That's a good question, Joe. I like questions like this. This is the cheapest, right? Oh, this is the most expensive. What If series, Fantastic Four, True Believer, Fantastic Four 13. I mean, amazing first appearance of Green Goblin, not bad. Again, none of this is financial advice, but I'm just looking at options, right? Some people are thinking that the Black Knight, is it Black Knight or Dark Knight? Black Knight might make more future appearances in the MCU. I mean, it's already basically confirmed. Like he's gonna have a movie and or a show or be shown more often in the MCU. Green Goblin is a classic. I know some people really like Hawkeye. Like Hawkeye is pretty well known in like the comic book community. It's not top tier again. You know, it's kind of like I don't want to compare a villain to a hero. I was going to say like Bullseye, but it's villain hero thing. Same thing with this. It depends on how often Sam Wilson's going to be featured in the future. Like there's some pretty decent ones here. This one already kind of pumped a lot recently. Kitty Pryde. Kitty Pryde herself is kind of interesting, but it's mostly just because she's a part of the original X-Men, right? Or part of that original X-Men group. So I do think that comic book collectors will like that. So in my mind, I'm just thinking like, okay, you can buy basically one of these with that amount. In my mind, it's like, okay, now let's look at the ultra rares and can we get triples, doubles, maybe quadruples of certain ones that we think that could actually pay off a bit more than just a single secret rare, right? That's just the way my mind thinks. That's really it. Does secret rare have a higher ceiling? Of course it does. But percentage wise, as the secret rare goes up, the ultra rare follow along. Sometimes the ultra rare might pump. And I've also noticed too, like, I think because ultra rare is so much cheaper than the secret rare, a lot of times there's actually less ultra rares on the market than secret rares because not everyone can afford the secret rare variant, but a lot of people can afford the ultra rare. So that's why sometimes these floors could just fly up as well. So Journey to Mystery, again, this is the one I've said before about comic art, like the cover art purists. There's probably some people out there that like just don't give a shit about the new art, the VEVO exclusive art. Who knows? Some people might love it. Journey to Mystery is perfect because it's just the cover art, but it's just black and white. So there's probably some people out there that would love this. Same thing with Amazing Spider-Man. Fantastic Four #1. Like, and I do think these might actually have an interesting niche because VeVe is actually done. It seems like they're actually done making these completely black and white covers. Like, they're done. Like, if you look at the Amazing Spider-Man, there's like the normal cover, then there's like black and white with like a little bit of color, then black and white with like the characters colored, and there's full on black and white. And like, they're not making these anymore. Now the secret rare or the ultra rares and the rares are getting replaced with new artists or, you know, whatever people they can hire externally to do the art, right? So they're done making these art styles where it's like completely black and white, like exclusively just the cover art stuff or the comic cover. Like, they're done making those. So that could be a niche in and of itself. Like, they're not going to make these anymore. You notice, like, as we scroll down, like these are the only ones that still have the original art covers. Everything else is like new artists. Like, none of these have the original art cover anymore. So that could be kind of a niche. Like, it's just kind of interesting to think about. So for ultra rares, let's see if there's any that we can double up on. So we got to scroll down here to like below 400. I mean, doubling up on Journey to Mystery is good. You know, Journey to Mystery. I do like Beta Ray Bill. I think at some point I'll probably buy him up. He seems really cool. Ghost Rider, holy moly, 324. This thing has had history going up to like almost 500 gems. So, I mean, if you actually need history for it to go that high recently, not just like, oh, it pumped up in January. Like, this is actually has history recently of pumping up a lot. I don't know about Hitmonkey. Some people love Hitmonkey. I just personally, I couldn't care too much about him. Same thing with like Deadpool. First appearance of Deadpool. That's original cover art. First appearance of Green Goblin. That one looks pretty sick. And it's not just looks, right? I'm picking up most of these significant FAs or ones that are, I would argue, like the top 15, maybe top 20 comics. I mean, if we're going into B tier, not everyone can afford just these, right? And that's for me, that's the hardest question to answer, which is like, are you better off buying an ultra rare Amazing Spider-Man #1 at 850 or a secret rare of a lower tier or a lesser known comic? Or are you better off, you know, buying 2 Journey into Mysteries over this? Like, who knows? Like, no one knows for sure. All you can do is kind of make your best guess. But yeah, Joe, it sounds like you were trying to get, so you said Fantastic Four #1, which is here. I would say check out my NFT tracker. Do this exact same search results as I did. Go to NFTs, comics, enter your max amount, ultra rare, and then just go from there. First appearance of Doc Ock. Vibranium variant. This is the first appearance of what? Scarlet Witch and like Quicksilver. Don't know too much about these Spider-Man ones. I think that's Kingpin, #50. I'm not 100% sure. Alpha Flight, interesting. That's pretty high. Yeah, sorry, I took a ton of time on this question, but yeah, we'll go ahead and move on. We'll go back to see if I can link it. Oh no, I have to like, that's annoying. Can I link it here? Thank you. So it's kind of nice to switch back and forth if we need to. I hope that helps. I know I didn't really give you a clear answer. To be honest, dude, like, I don't own that many comics. Like, there's a handful I own. I bought a bunch of the Ghost Riders when I did, and I managed to dollar cost average on my way up and make some good money. But at the same time, they're all winners. Fantastic Four #1, #5, Daredevil 1, Spider-Man #1. Like, they're all winners. Like, it's just a matter of which one, you know, which one you think will do best, which one you like the most. You can also look at mint numbers. You know, if you're big into like rarities, if you think one, you know, this 30,000 mint one is going to do better than the 60,000, you know, they're all going to do well. And at the end of the day, we're probably just splitting hairs here. Yo, my dude, what's poppin'? What's up, MD? I know I spent like a ridiculous amount of time on that question, so I'm going to catch up with chat right now. But that's a good question, though. I like having those questions. 1,050 editions. Yep. Rare says Cyber Guy. Check Avengers #8. You are Comic Floor. Yeah, we can do that really quick. The rare, ultra rare. Hello, help me out here. Ultra rare. Did I pass it? Yeah, here it is. 1,500. Why is it something? Guess I got to reopen VV. Interesting. VV's partnering with. You guys see this? Should probably hide my stuff too. Ukraine Relief Project. VV's partnering with Ron English on 2 drops this Saturday, in which all net proceeds benefit the NZ Red Cross humanitarian efforts for Ukraine refugees. That's crazy, dude. Dude, this one's gonna be big. More details soon. Is this just the tweet? I assume this is just the tweet. Right? I don't know what the hell this is. Yeah, this is just the actual tweet. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, some people are already kind of asking about where's the money actually going to and stuff, because, you know, there is all that, but I'm just going to retweet this. It's cool, and I think that is, this could bring value. Obviously, the effort, the relief effort, and the thought behind it's awesome, but it's also the very first fundraising NFT we've had, right? Unless I'm forgetting something. Maybe really early on, maybe they did have an NFT that most of the proceeds like went to a for something else. Let's see, whether it's for like humanitarian efforts or whatever it is. But yeah, that's like the first one we've had that's done that for, God, I already forgot the term. I said it earlier. Donations, whatever you give to humanity. So yeah. You ever had Steel Reserve? I have not, a business. You got me interested though. Can you check all-time high for a Kang comic? Comment. Thanks, vibes. Yeah, actually, we were supposed to look at the ultra rare. Yeah, the total listings are low. Sorry, I was gonna look it up on my phone, but then I got distracted with the tweet. I mean, that happened like 10 minutes ago. Or maybe forever ago for you guys. VV is loading really slow right now. Let's look at Kang really quick if we can find him. There's Kang. We found him. So there's Kang. You said look at the ultra rare floor. Yeah, it could run. That's kind of a similar looking floor that like C3PO had, right? It was at like 1.7, and then not on the exact same page, but like a little bit after that page. Ooh, it runs pretty quick. But after that page, like that initial page, like 1 or 2 listings after, it went to 2.7. So, you know, it's basically 10 or 11 listings away from going up 1,000 gems, right? Or 1,100 gems. So, can you check the all-time high for Kang Comic Common? Yes, the Common. That was down here. 400 gems. Wow, that really ran up. 400. It was at like 350 the other day. I remember I was on the phone with my actually my brother talking about this comic. Yeah, this thing really ran. The uncommon, I like the uncommon a lot just because the cover. I think it's hilarious. Yeah, this thing definitely ran. Dude, was this thing really 250 like a few days ago? That's crazy. When did that happen? All right. Uh-oh. So when things were getting a wee bit laggy. Did I mess something up? Yeah, so I don't know. It, like 4 or 5 days ago, it looked like it was 250. So yeah, it's actually ran up quite a bit since then. But I do like the uncommon a lot. Even though it says 6,000, like these are all 6,000, that's not right. So I think the common has 6,000 mints. The uncommon has like 2,000, and then the other 2,000 is divided up amongst the ultra rare and rare and secret rare and all that stuff. So yeah, super low mints for all of that. Oh, we might need a quick refresh here. Mike Wheeler, Andre Jake is a great content creator. He's responsible for introducing me to VeVe. That's awesome, dude. That's exactly what we needed. We just need more people on the platform right now. That's going to really help stimulate the market, but also, if you're coming into the market, right, as a new user, I would think these prices maybe at surface level seem very high, but you want to see historical data, right? So before people, I'm sure there's very few people that jump on unless they're huge believers in NFTs and licensing. They understand the whole project and there's a lot of stuff that you need to kind of get brought up to speed in order to really understand and appreciate and heavily invest into VeVe. It's like I have my friends and roommates, and nothing against them, but they understand NFTs. Some of them understand it more than others. Some have bought stuff on OpenSea and all that, but it's like, all right, dude, there's a huge potential here to honestly make a ton of money. It's Bitcoin 2.0. It's one of those things where when Bitcoin first came out, people were like, what do you use it for? What's the point? And, when it was below $200, people were like, why buy this? What the hell's the point? Whatever. That's basically where we're at now with NFTs. First, everyone's saying it's silly and dumb or whatever it is. Maybe its current iteration is, or at least the iteration that's mainstream. But right now, it's VeVe isn't mainstream. So, but yeah, Mike Mueller, that's interesting. Thanks for stopping by, dude. It's awesome that you came here from Andre's channel. I've been comparing commons and SRs on several collectibles, and comics and percentage gain always better on commons. I prefer SRs for the flex, but it seems I should only buy commons. Thoughts? Yeah, yes and no. I mean, I was talking about that earlier with Guala Guala. He has his perspective, I have mine. Percentage wise, I do think, in my opinion, just because more people can afford commons, and it's so much easier for a common or a comic to have it run 100% going from just 10 to 20 gems rather than having a secret rare basically go from 5,000 to 10,000 gems. That's a huge it needs to move a lot percentage wise, right? But then again, there's more legwork that's involved, right? So when you're trying to sell if you're trying to buy the equivalent of commons versus a secret rare, you might have to buy 100 commons, and selling off 100 commons is going to take a little bit of time, even though there's a lot of movement in the common comics. Just in general, it's going to take you some time. You don't want to list too many because then you start forming a wall. People start undercutting you, but you're also trying to I wouldn't necessarily say time the market, but you just kind of have to be ready. It does require some more legwork, right? But yeah, I would say that's why I personally if I'm going to start heavily investing into comics, personally, if I can afford it, I'll get a secret rare. If not, I'll get the ultra rare. And then probably the next best thing in my mind is commons. And I think I agree with you, MD. I might focus a little bit more on the commons just because it's a bit easier to dollar cost average up. We saw with Ghost Rider, hell yeah, everything ran up, but percentage wise, commons technically did the best. Commons and uncommons did the best on the market. Vibes, Jaunty Jig or Mickey Leticular struggling here after I told myself Wonder Woman would drop below 400 last night. Well, first off, we want to see if it's pumped already, right? I mean, you're trying to find a good deal, and that's kind of the point here, so we'll try and help you out. $33.5. All right, it pumped up a little. It was at 300. Now it's at 33.5. Listings are really low, but it does seem like there's still a bit more undercutting to be had. Let's look at it now. I mean, that number is from 40 minutes ago, and a lot of stuff has changed or could have changed. Let's see. Mickey Lenticulars. Check it out on my phone. Dude, I feel bad, but those Matt Gondek NFTs are just getting thrashed right now. Let's see. Mickey 335. Wow, it's actually ran a little bit. It was at 335, now it's at 363. Wow. Where's Daisy at? She's still sub 300. Minnie's still sub 300, I bet. Barely though. She was at 280 So she's already ran up 20 gems. Pluto, dude. Okay, there goes Pluto. I was almost considering buying a Pluto when it was literally at 550 earlier today. And I'm like, dude, how was Donald surpassing Pluto? You know, but it did. Goofy at 1.9. Interesting. So, I mean, Mickey's probably still a good pickup, but let's take a look at really quick at the. You said Jaunty Jig. Honestly, if I had to make a coin flip between Jaunty Jig or Mickey Lenticular, even though Jaunty Jig has a lot of history and it's pumped up a ton, like, don't get me wrong. And the nice thing is that it's kind of tethered to like the uncommon and ultra rare, right? So if the ultra rare starts pumping really hard, people innately will just start buying Jaunty Jig and Happy Whistle. With the lenticular cards, that's kind of true, but not 100%. Yeah, so that one's kind of hard to tell whether that one will really. I really think it's a coin flip. I think the lower rarity and the uniqueness of the lenticular card is awesome, but then again, Jaunty Jig is a super historical piece, and it's unique in its own way too, right? The only kind of hiccup I have is that it does have like almost 20,000 mints. When Mickey has 14,000. Okay, so not that much less. Honestly, I think you should, Mickey's already pumped up quite a bit now. Actually, let's look up Jaunty Jig, because who the hell knows? Like, it might have gone up already since then. All right, so Mickey, let's take this here. Common, where's that at? 430. Okay, it's still chilling at 430. Honestly, dude, I think it's a coin flip. I might lean a little bit towards the Mickey Lenticular, because you're also saving like 50, 60 gems, and you can buy some comics or something out of that as well, like with the difference. I do think the Lenticular Mickey might do a little bit better than the Jaunty Jig. But again, we're just splitting hairs here. Oh, it's a Feh? It's a Feh? I don't know what that is. Just bought your Aston? Hell yeah, dude. Where's that at? Aston Martin. Where's the UR at? Nice, dude. It's at 500. Yeah, it was. Gosh, that thing was like touching like 450 for a while, but picking it up now was a good move. I was saying before, I'm like, dude, this thing, the box price of these was 307. Like, it can't go much lower than this. Like, I was surprised even went this low. I think I said after I saw the chart at about here, I'm like, I think it was probably around here. I was like, this thing could maybe go down to like 420, but no lower than that. If it goes below 400, I'm just like, I don't know what people are thinking. New drop Ron English. I saw that, but I know you said this a while ago. Choo Choo. Yeah, Ron English. Can you check out Amazing Spider-Man #1 common? I feel like buying one since there's a few now. Okay, we'll check it out really quick. Sorry if I'm a little behind on chat. Oops. Cider. Space here. Oof, we're gonna have to. Come on, I typed in the 1. There it is. Amazing Spider-Man, just the common, right? 141. Hasn't moved up much. Moved up half $1. Let's see. Okay, it's actually chilling right now. Like, I mean, a comic like this could be due for a pump. I mean, it only moved from 119 to like 130 or so. Dude, I do not know why this thing just stops sometimes. There it goes. Wait. I don't know. Sometimes it just stops. Like, it works here on the left side, but on the right side, it just stops working. Like, this interacts, but it doesn't show me highlighting anything here. So what about it? Do you want to check out Spider-Man comment? I feel like buying one since there's a few now. Yeah, like, why not? Dude, honestly, with a lot of these comic comments, if you're planning on holding it long term, like, especially one that's as old school as that, like, hell yeah. There's 320 left. It's at 142 right now. It's gonna take a while for it to move, But it's one of those. It's one of the most classic comic books ever, right? It's one of the most beloved and cherished ones in the. Yeah, dude, it's just that's the one thing about that's the one thing I do like about comics is like it's pretty. I don't want to say black and white, but comics are a little bit more black and white as to like what's a good investment versus not, right? I guess collectibles is kind of the same way. If someone's like, hey, should I buy a golden moment? I'm like, yeah, why not? Like, just it's a golden moment, like what, or a lenticular card, or maybe one of the higher-ish end like Batman's. I'm like, yeah, dude, just buy it. Like, it's gonna do well. Like, if you're, I don't know if the question is, do I think it's gonna be, will it be profitable in the future? Like, of course. I don't know if the question is there something else that will be more profitable? I sometimes I don't always know the answer to that question. Sometimes I do, or I just, again, not financial advice. Sometimes I might. Saturday drops just announced for Ukraine. Yeah. I will never sell a UR under 1K. Interesting, Hamoon. Pride is not original X-Men. She's not. Or Kitty Pride? Maybe not. I could have sworn someone said that she was part of the maybe it's the Pride of X-Men. Isn't there one literally called the Pride of X-Men or something like that? Or is that just a show? Am I getting confused? That's just the show. Which, by the way, this is Stanley. Okay, it was just the show. If you guys have not, it's a single episode, but if you guys have not seen, Pride of X-Men, you can watch it on YouTube, and it's literally 20 minutes long. It's a great story. Oh my god, sorry. Oh, this is literally the whole episode right here. Wow, look at this. I'll turn this up. This is... Look at Spider-Man, dude. And this is the highest. It's only at 360. Music is actually kind of drowning it out. Okay, I guess I'll just pause it because it's not interacting that way. Look at that. Amazing intro. You guys have to. I'm going to let it play. I'm just going to mute it out after. Let's go. Are we watching this together, guys? At least just... Dude, it sucks that this series didn't really like take off. Where's Magneto? Maybe I didn't do it earlier now. There's dude, I remember playing the absolute crap out of the arcade game of this episode or this movie. Dude, just look at the detail on Magneto. Maybe, dude, look at the detail on that. That's so much. That looks honestly way better than the 90s version X-Men, I would say. Just like the artistic style. It's super blurry because, it's VHS and re-recorded and all that stuff. I mean, this is the late 80s, technically. But the story's kind of interesting how actually, I think it was Konami made the arcade game. And I remember playing it a ton as a kid. And they thought there was going to be a bunch of episodes of this. And I think all they had to go based off of was the trailer. This was it. Like, I think the intro. And so they had to make a whole arcade game on X-Men based on just this intro. And that was it. Which I thought was super interesting. I think that's how the story goes, for the most part. But you guys should watch that episode. It's 20 minutes long. It's only one episode before it got canceled or whatever happened to it. So Actually, I need to do this. I'll probably have to go back and mute it because that is probably copyrighted to hell. So I'll probably have to go back to my stream. So if you guys rewatch the stream, that whole part's gonna be muted, but it was worth it to show you guys. Ukraine poster Saturday, but in English. Yeah, I saw that. So hype about Homer Bart for 1160. Nice. I dig it, Block Max. It's a good price. If you buy any of these golden moments for around 1,000, it doesn't matter. Like, you're gonna get a good deal later. Just hold and wait. Love the art and the sign, but I'm shocked VV goes political. And to be honest, I'm not happy. I don't know what you mean by political. Like, I get what you mean. Like taking a side in the war, or just not even taking a side. I think that's obvious. I don't know. Like, even I'm getting caught up in it. I'm just kind of curious what you mean by that. But you think that like VV should not be involved with this kind of stuff, or like not have, because that's kind of the whole point, right? Like, I think VV is a good kind of break away from reality, and you know, it's like we're here to collect superheroes and cool NFTs and stuff like that, not you know, get caught up with real world conflicts and stuff like that. And I don't know. I get what you mean though. I played as fuck to the live, but I sniped Ben Riley uncommon acrobatic. 5,000, 567 for floor. Good snipe. It's almost, I think that is bottom 10% or top 10% technically. So that, or maybe it's like just shy of 10%, but that's pretty good. I think right now, like, Ben Riley still has a lot of room to move. So I agree, Bernardo. And that's a great snipe. Again, I'm not a huge like mint guy. I would say if you got that for floor, awesome. And all that will mean is that it's going to be, if you do flip it for later, it's going to be easier to sell, or maybe you can ask for a little bit above floor. It's not like you're going to get an extra 40% because you got, you know, a lowish or a triple digit mint. Killing innocent people's murder, not politics. That's kind of what I meant by like, what do you mean political? Yeah, I get what you mean. What do you think you are, Black Panther at 400? That was kind of hard to judge, to be honest. Like, he's really popular. Don't get me wrong, but like, I think people like some of the more classical, or some of the more, I don't know. Like, Black Panther is honestly still pretty new. So there's a lot of things going for it and against it. Like, things that are going for it is Black Panther, super cool, super like awesome superhero. Something that's against it, high mints. Something that's going for it is, you know, he had a cameo, you know, he's in the MCU. They might do some more movies about him, all that stuff. Okay, that's a plus. But the minus is like, he's not, you know, it's not Wolverine. It's not, you know, I think Deadpool's probably Deadpool, like somewhere, he's probably between somewhere like Deadpool and Captain America, in my opinion, when it comes to pricing, but also just like popularity. I don't know. Like, I know there's a lot of lists that have him high up, like ranked wise, like he's like a top 10 superhero or something like that. But then like when he's surrounded by all the other, you know, relatively high or top tier superheroes, or when those get introduced on the market, not entirely sure. Like, it's, let me just pull up the numbers. That would probably help. I should probably just put in Panther, because will he go up? Yeah, of course. I think anything you buy at this point will go up with enough time. Again, not financial advice. Everything can go to zero tomorrow. But if you buy, I would say almost anything right now, I mean, you look at the charts, right? Everything was super high back here. If you buy now and you just wait long enough, it's going to go up in price. So yeah, I think your Black Panther is great. I don't know why ecomi wiki is just like not working with me. All right, we might have to do a refresh here. It's kind of getting obnoxious, to be honest. Let's see. Yeah, I do think Black Panther though is, yeah, it's a great buy. I'm not sure if like compared to what. I think it's good. Like, could it go down in price? Sure. And anything else could still go down in price between now and the end of the month, right? MTL announcement, more big drops happening between now and the end of the month. you know, maybe they give out some information that things are going to be out further than we thought, whether it's like Veveverse. I know they said Omni NFT within the next year, but I thought that was kind of just assumed. Like I always thought Omni NFT was going to come out later this year anyway. Like 3 or 4 AMAs ago, I thought David Yu said that we're going to have Omni NFT later this year. So I just assumed it was going to happen later this year anyway. What can't you do with NFTs? People need to catch up. Great cause and utilization. I think so too. Apple. Oh, applied pressure. I was like, Appley DP Resher. Sure. I know it's applied pressure. Bernardo Suarez, dude. Thank you so much for the $5. Let's put the live Ben Riley. Sorry, I missed that, dude. Like, that is one thing I do not like about Restream. It does not notify me at the top of my stream when I get a donation. I literally have to scroll down and find it. So I don't know. I might not do Restream for much longer. I might have to talk to other content creators how they do their streams and stuff, because I know when I watch Rob's stuff, he's able to actually have his camera move with chat. Like I don't know how to explain it, but like whenever I open up a big thing like this, it covers my face, which I don't like. You know, like his camera will actually will move up. Like his camera will actually move up when there's like a donation and stuff. And like, I know there's a lot of features that are just missing. A lot of the YouTube exclusive stuff is not on here. And that's kind of, I don't know. I don't have to bring it up. But Bernardo, thank you so much for the $5. Sorry, I was late to your question, but with Restream, I can't see that stuff ahead of time. It doesn't let me know at the top that like, hey, you got a donation. I have to like scroll down, you know, sometimes it takes 5, 10, 15 minutes for me to catch up to chat in order to see it. So should I sell my SR Fantastic Four number 5 to reinvest all my money into commons? MD, I probably wouldn't. No, like I wouldn't make that trade personally. Because the way that secret rares work, I feel like in general, they tend to like just do big price pumps and they'll retrace and they'll go back up. So I think just the math alone, like I wouldn't do that. Like I wouldn't sell it and then like reinvest into just like, you know, 300 commons or something like that. Like, yeah, the math works out better in your favor in that sense, but I don't know. It's up to you at the end of the day, MD. If you really believe in the math in that sense, and you think, but I think part of the reason why it's pumped up that much for Fantastic Four number 5, because that it's going to happen slower, right? Last bull run, the reason why the commons flipped so much is because they were cheaper, right? Let me actually pull these up. Fantastic Four number 5. So first appearance of Dr. Doom. So you said the secret rare only did it 5.5, but the commons moved a ton, right? And I think part of the reason for that is because they were just super cheap, but Fantastic Four commons aren't that cheap anymore. Let me see if this will load. Last bull run. Are you talking back here? You said they did a 8.8. Let me look up. Let's do the calculator on my phone. Give me a sec here. Yeah, so 8.8. So the reason why, MD, the reason why last bull run, and plus this, you know, this bull run lasted 7 weeks, right? Like it's not something that happened like in a couple days or a couple weeks. Like this lasted for 7 weeks. And the reason why this ran so much is because it was 25 gems, you know, and it was you know, below 70 gems. Like these are all pretty affordable. I don't think it's going to continue to do an 8.5x over and over and over and over. You know, like the math just doesn't follow. Like I think the numbers, the way things double or triple in price, it doesn't work the same as it does when it's down here, right? That's why Ghost Rider moved so much, because it was like tons of people bought them for below like 20 gems. Tons of people bought them for below 20 gems, which is why it was able to move up that high. But like, let's say the new level for common Ghost Rider eventually settles at 50. You know, that's why the Ghost Rider was basically able to do a 2.5x, right? I know a lot of people bought it for like 14 and 11 and 10. Like I tried sniping those. It was just impossible with my phone at the time. But it's so much harder to do a 2.5x when you're at 50 gems. It's even harder when you're at 100 gems. It's even harder when you're at 150, 200 gems. It just gets harder and harder and harder to pull those numbers. So me personally, I would say no. You got to seek a rare of probably the third best comic on the platform other than Marvel Comics and Amazing Spider-Man or Fantastic Four #1 is arguably better just because it's the first, right? And then Amazing Spider-Man is debatable, but I think some people would put it ahead of Fantastic Four. So you got the #4 comic on the platform, and you got to seek a rare of it. Me personally, I would hold it. Just hold on to it. And I think the math just doesn't check out because this was a different time back then, and on top of that, it was like 24 gems. That's why I was able to do an 8.5x within 6-7 weeks. I'm not saying it won't happen again, but I mean, do you really see common comics? Do you really see a common Fantastic Four running up to 900 gems between now and in 7 weeks or something like that? Like, I don't know. That's just me personally. And most of the time when there is like massive price movement, usually it starts at the top. It's not always likely that common comics will like pump and then all of a sudden like the secret rare pumps. Like if the floors are thin, like this uncommons and ultra rares and stuff can move, but that's my take. Is like it's a little too late for that now. Like if you wanted to do a move like that, the move to do it on was like Ghost Rider. Like if you would have sold it, in hindsight 2020, if you would have sold your secret rare and then bought like 400 of the commons Ghost Riders while they were still like all below 15 gems, like hell yeah, it's a great deal. But it's a little too late now for Fantastic Four #5. I would just hold it personally. I love the uncommon King too. Never got a lot of love in relation to the common price-wise, but look great on the wall display. I agree, dude. It's also like the most meme-worthy like template, right? Like I just love the look that he's just like pointing at him. Like let me actually pull it up my phone in case people just don't know what it looks like. It's easily the most meme-worthy, like what do you call it? Like cover on the app, like by far and away. If I can find it here, there it is. Like it's perfect. I gotta probably show my screen if I want to show you guys to check it out. Like this one right here. Actually, let me pull it up full screen. This one. Look at that. It's just pointing at it like that looks. If you remove all this and just make it green, I would love to make a meme template of this where he's just pointing at him and like, what's he saying? It almost kind of reminds me of the what's it called? The two girls and the cat. Like that one girl's like crying and like pointing at the cat, and the cat's like sitting there at the end of the table. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit, but I do love this comic. It's actually hilarious, and the bright green looks awesome too. And someone also brought up a good point too that they like the ultra rare too because it's white background. It kind of looks like a secret rare. Like only the secret rares have these like bright white backgrounds, but ultra rare Kang has it too. So good for Kang. I already read that, but William Peartree, I agree. I like that cover a lot. I'm probably gonna buy it. Like I know I waited a little bit too long. I remember looking at it when it was at 240 like yesterday. Now it's kind of pumped a bit. I think maybe VV is trying to release MCP and MTL as close to each other as they can. That would be cool. I hope they do. That would kind of help offset the dip that the market might get for MTL. But honestly, me personally, I think all this is already priced in. Like MTL, I would say if I had to put a number to it, it's like 75 to 80% already priced into the market. If they announce MTL or gave it some like firmer dates, yeah, certain NFTs might drop 15, 20, 30%. But I think that would last maybe 12 hours, probably closer to 4 hours. Because once things really drop, people are going to buy the floor and be like, all right, this now is the time. Like we've been waiting for this time. Now it's going to fly up. So are you going for the Ukraine relief drop on Saturday? Sure. It depends on the price, depends on the mint numbers, it depends on the rarity. It depends, not so much the rarity. I couldn't care less about the rarity, but I think so. It's one of the very first, what do you call it? Oh my God, like charity. I can't remember that word. Shows you how much I give. It's as far as I know, it's the very first like charity humanitarian effort NFT that's on the platform. I think that does have some value to it, right? And plus it's you know, it's terrible what's going on over there, obviously, but at the same time, people are already questioning, you know, it's getting a little too political, and where's the money going to? And I don't want it to, you know, is it going to straight to the citizens or to a certain government that is fighting the war? Who knows what the hell is the money going to? Personally, whatever it is, I don't want to say I don't care, but at the same time, it depends on a lot of things. I'd have to wait for the Medium article personally. But they released that pretty late at night. When did they release that? Like less than an hour ago. So like, dude, they're making announcements like around 4:30, 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Like that's kind of late, later than they usually do. Let's say. Real Ray, Saturday's drop. I can see people selling it for $1 million, saying first wartime specific NFT. Yeah, I don't think it needs to be that specific, but it's just like, hey, it's the first like charity or like fundraiser NFT. Like, and also depends on the price and a lot of other factors too. If it's just too expensive, I'll just let it go. But if it's cheap enough, I might grab it. My prayers for those in Russia and Ukraine. Same. Really hope everything works out over there and that the conflict doesn't overflow to other nations. So, just my opinion. But they need to keep politics out of the app. If they want to donate as a company, that's fantastic. But don't make products based on the war. I actually probably agree with that. They should probably just leave it alone, you know. Especially, I mean, all the money is going to, you know, the humanitarian effort behind it. But at the same time, I agree. You know, they just, you know, make a tweet about it saying, hey, your thoughts and prayers are with them. And then that's it. Like, don't put it in the app. Don't make it too much. Because then at that point, you know, VV is already pretty progressive, right? But then if we start doing this, then it starts getting into a slippery slope. Then we're going to have to start appealing to every cause and every person and every culture and every ethnicity and every religion. Like, at what point, like, where does it stop, right? Like, and I'm thinking probably too far in the future or whatever, but, you know, people are going to start thinking this, like, hey, you did this, like, why not for this religion or these group of people or this section of the world or this belief or this effort? Or don't you guys believe in, you know, this thing that's destroying the planet? Or that, like, it does become a slippery slope. So I kind of wish they didn't make an NFT as well, but it is what it is. So BJN 1962, what's the politics of supporting Ukraine unless you're Russian communist supporting Putin? It's clear right or wrong here. Yeah, I do think I think like creating an NFT, that like an art piece, and, you know, the donation stuff is great, but I kind of agree with M, where it's just say, hey, we donated X amount, or like, you know, to the humanitarian effort or whatever it is on the back end. Like, maybe just talk about donating money or something like that. I don't know about making like an actual NFT out of it. I'm not entirely sure, but again, this is all new, right? And maybe they're doing it, or maybe the artist made it, because they did say they did have an artist out in Ukraine that had to move, or, you know, basically a drop got delayed because one of the VV artists that they outsourced was in Ukraine, and they had to, you know, move or evacuate or whatever happened. So, but I know Ron English is doing it, but who knows? I don't want to get too caught up in it, but Pride showed up in X-Men 129. Okay. Exactly, BJN. What do you think about selling golden moments now and buying them again until MTL deep? Seems a bit risky, but C3PO just went from 1.8K to 3K. Exactly. That's the risky part, right? And it could retrace back down, right? Like, give it enough time. It could retrace. So I do think it's risky. If it's something you were going to do, you probably would have done it 6 weeks prior. I'll be honest, there was only a couple NFTs that I did it with. I already mentioned it earlier with like the Donald card. That's already one I had a small loss on. I sold it. I'm going to see if I can rebuy it, right? It's a $500 NFT. It's not a 3 or 4 or 5 grand NFT that I'm just like, oh God, I hope this works. Because if it doesn't, then I just broke my whole vault. That's not the case, but it's something I want to try, and something I just want to at least have some sort of first person perspective on, right? By experiencing it myself. So Tomer BB, I think it's a bit risky, but it's legitimate. It's a legitimate play, but it's risky. Do you know we had the highest ROI on the January pump? Would love to know. Do you know what had the highest ROI on the January pump? Would love to know. Yeah, I don't know. What did have the highest pump? What had the highest pump in January? Like what moved the most percentage wise? Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. Ben Riley really flew up. Ben Riley did like a 6x. You know what? 6x. Maybe just because it was artificially pumped. Maybe Batman Who Laughs, because that thing was like below 100 gems and it pumped all the way up to like 700. So that thing did a 7x roughly or 6x. So I don't know. It's probably one of those, I would say. More high level art for VV. Yeah, we'll see. The people. It's for refugee relief, for fuck's sake. Yeah, wait. I don't know. I was just reading the comments where people were saying. I didn't really look into too much about what it was for, where they're sending the money to. But yeah, I mean, that's like, if we can send money over there to the correct people, I'm all for it. You guys think they should stay away from these kind of events? How sad it is? Yeah. Yeah, helping children so awful. Give me a break. People aren't saying like we shouldn't help children. I don't think that's the argument here. We're not saying don't help the people over there. It's just, do they really need to go out of their way to basically have wrong English, like make a poster of it and, you know, do all this stuff about it. And I know they outsource it, which is why VV is able to probably keep kind of on track. I mean, they outsource everything. I would assume a lot of the stuff that they do. But again, it just becomes a slippery slope, right? Where like, if they want to do it on the back end or just say, hey, by the way, these last few drops that we did, we decided to take a good portion or all of their proceeds and donate it. Like, that's great. But I think it does kind of get into a slippery slope where it's like, are we going to make an NFT of every world conflict? What about local conflicts and other nations and this? And what about these people and that people and this religion? Like that's what I mean. It's just a slippery slope. Like, I'm not saying they shouldn't do it. It's a great cause, but once we start making NFTs about it, it just becomes a slippery slope. That's really it, right? And then all of a sudden, then the app starts becoming political, right? For the most part. You know, why don't you like this kind of NFT? Why don't you like that one? Like, I don't know. Like, I could totally see that happening, unfortunately, on the app. Like, if we start getting stuff that is culturally based or about, you know, that is specifically about either marginalized groups or people or nations or this or that, and then we start making NFTs of those, and then it could start spiraling out of control pretty quick. That's all I'm saying. If they want to, they can do whatever. VV can do whatever the hell they want with their money and donate on the back end or make a tweet about it. But once we start making NFTs and stuff about it, and I don't know. In the end, it's their decision. I agree. I think Black Panther would do well, mainly because every time I go to the movies with Black Panther, the theater goes wild. Yeah, I agree. Like, I'm not saying Black Panther will do bad. I said it's probably between somewhere Deadpool and Captain America. It's definitely up there. I just think that like Black Panther is still pretty new. You know, I do think some of the people would like more the quote unquote classical heroes like Batman. You know, if they do a Wolverine, there's still a lot of superheroes they could release on the platform that would do well. Whoops, sorry, I skipped that. Block Max, this VV collab with Ukraine will help Ukraine. If you think about it, it will help VV have more trust and not some random company who's greedy and has yeah, I don't think VV was ever just like greedy or money hungry or anything like that. That was never the intention. Sorry, let me just blow this up. We're not really asking marketing questions anymore, which is fine with me. I'm more than happy to talk about these type of topics on occasion, you know, not incessantly. But I never thought like VV was money hungry or greedy or anything like that, right? Like, I don't think you need to do donations to make it seem like you don't do that, right? That's my take. Jerry, you can donate yourself if you feel strongly. Have you donated? I have family in Ukraine. Please don't judge. Yeah, like I totally think we should support it, but it does become a slippery slope if we do make too many NFTs about certain conflicts and stuff like that. That's it. Thank you for all your great tips and taking the time to answer my questions. I really love your streams and your personality. I always stay up late to chill with you. I appreciate that, man. I really do. And I want the streams to be more like this, right? We can talk about anything in here. It doesn't always have to be about market. It doesn't always have to be about VV. You know, it's mostly about VV, and people do come here for advice. That's kind of how I've positioned myself in this channel and in this community for the most part. But I love talking about other things, right? Like it's, people, there's more depth to people, there's more depth to people than what they kind of come off as, right? People are also more than their problems as well, right? I'm part Russian. Who the F cares? Who does care? My collectibles. How's the market looking today at VV Vibes? Cheers. It's looking pretty sweet. A little bit hard to kind of see some stuff. I do want to switch up to my NFT tracker real quick. My collectibles. You should look up at my NFT tracker. It's a cool little app. I've been switching between this as well as ecomi wiki for like the market stuff. Dude, you can go in here. You could look up a comic. You can look up a specific number. Like you can say, hey, I'm trying to find a comic below 850 gems, and I want to look for an ultra rare or a secret rare. And it's going to give you all the options, at least the floor price. I have it organized on floor price right now, but it's great. You can organize it by floor price or the 24-hour trend, whatever it is. It's pretty awesome. I do like this feature or like this functionality a lot. It makes it so much easier when people are saying, hey, I have 400 gems. What comic should I buy? I could just go here. I could just type in 400, look up the rarity, and I could just go bang, bang, just make some recommendations. It's great. So I do like this a lot. So market, let's go to all. Let's get rid of this max number here. We don't care about that. Looks like we got a random ad, whatever. And then 24-hour trend. Market's looking good. The real question is, will this continue? I think tomorrow is going to be a big tell. Also, whatever the Medium article says about the drop this Saturday, because I do think a lot of some people are going to want this drop. Some people might not care about the drop itself. Of course, they probably believe in the cause, but they might not care about the drop itself, or they can't afford it. It really depends on how much this drop is going to be and how many mints and a lot of other stuff, right? So they also have a design studio in Ukraine. Yeah. You guys are a bunch of spoiled assholes. I'm done with you, comic book fantasy assholes. Fuck you, I'm out. All right, cool. You just saved me time. I don't know. I don't even know what's happening in chat. I don't know. If you can't remove the concept that like separating the NFT from the cause, that's, I don't know. If you can't realize that, I can't help you. I don't know. I don't have any issue with the cause. It's just the NFT portion, right? I hope VV doesn't get too political with all this stuff. We should probably wait on further details before speculating on Saturday's drop. I agree. Like I said, I have no idea how much it costs, what the mints are. I don't know anything. So I don't know if it's something I'm going to go for. I probably will. I think it'll just be cool to own one. And I'm not saying like, oh, it'd be cool to own a poster that's about a war. Like that's not it. It's just, like I said, it's the very first like not fundraising, but the very first, like humanitarian effort, charity, like NFT we've had on the app. So there is some weight and there's some value to that. Plus supporting the cause is also great too. Like there's that. So Dean Cybico, I see some black and whites covering a bit. What do you think about Fabric Batman? I remember you bought one a while back. I did. I flipped it. Like let me go back here. I did. I flipped it. It was entirely a short-term play, and I think I ended up making like 30 or 40 gems out of it, which is a good little play. I like Jason Fabric Batman. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Hopefully this works a bit better now. Just type in Batman. Just look them all up. I know you guys can't see it right now, but once it's done loading, I'll pull it up. Let's see. There it goes. Sometimes this thing just does not want to work with me. Funny enough, Jason Fabric was actually one of the Batmans I was going to buy earlier today. Is that 50, 75, 75? No, that's Gary Frank. I think Gary Frank is a pretty good purchase. Like any of the black and white series stuff is it's pretty good to buy. Like some of these have retraced so much from their all-time highs. I mean, technically from its all-time high, it's literally a third of the price, but still, it's these peaks are very hard to take seriously when they're so short-lived. I like to look more at like the candles around or like the resistances and stuff on the way down. Jason Fabuk, that did move quite a bit. 51 gems. I remember recommending this to people like a month ago when this was at like 500 gems. Yeah, like a month ago, probably a little over a month ago when this was like around 500 gems. Like in my mind, I still think sometimes I'm like, oh, this is 500 gems. It's not like that anymore. So it's, you know, but I really like these resistance levels, right? So like this peak at 800 is a bit high, but I'm just looking at the average here of around 700. I'm like, oh yeah, there's quite a bit of candles and some peaks around 700. That is probably what I put the average at, right? That's just me personally. So people always want to see the all-time highs, but like all-time highs is it's finicky. Like this is very short-lived. Like this all-time high probably lasted 6 hours, maybe 8 hours, 12 max at most. But it's like it's hard to take that kind of peak seriously. But when you have multiple peaks or multiple people buying it willingly when it's low and they're trying to buy it up here, or when it does go down, there is some resistance. Like that's what I like to see personally. But Dion, I would say, yeah, dude, I really like Jason Fabuk. That's also just a cool looking NFT. I'd probably put it as like number, dude. The original series Batman's. I don't really like Edward Risso that much, to be honest. I do like Todd. I do like Becky. I do like Joe Matt. I'd probably put Jason Fabuk at maybe like number 4, to be quite honest. I like that more than the Rizzo personally. I'd probably put Rizzo at number 5. Like I'm talking just purely aesthetics. Oof. I think Batman Who Laughs is in its own league. I'd probably put Batman Who Laughs above all of them, but it's, in my personal opinion, it's in its own league. It's very unique looking. He has an amazing story. It's one of the best villains DC has come up with in the last like decade. Probably like 2 decades, to be quite honest. It's based off of such a beautiful / meaningful Picasso with so much history. It makes perfect sense. Awesome. Yeah, Patty Snack. I haven't, like I said, I literally pulled it up on Twitter. I just saw that we're having a Ron English poster. I honestly didn't even take that close of a look at the poster. I didn't even take that close a look at the poster, to be quite honest. It is getting windy out here. Don't give me 1 sec. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Didn't take that long to close the window. It's just super windy right now. I'm surprised here in Arizona. We do get monsoons occasionally, which are actually really beautiful to watch. It's beautiful yet terrifying. It kind of looks like the world is ending if you're in the right spot, for the most part. But it's just super windy and it was blowing my little curtain thing open. But that's cool, Patty Snacks. I'll have to like look that up. Like again, I didn't even look at the art on the thing. I just kind of pulled it up very quickly, but I'm just kind of more interested about the drop details personally. Does your window lead to the Twilight Zone? It's so bright and color looking. Oh yeah, probably, dude. It probably just takes me, yeah, the space in between the, I don't know, the void space. I don't know. There's so many, like, I'm trying to think of like all the weird like fantasy / like sci-fi terms where it's like that space in between space, or like when you enter a wormhole, you go to this weird realm, right? Or like wormholes are just folding space, but like although that weird space where it's like what's it called too? Not antimatter. You guys know what I'm talking about? I think it's dark matter, right? It's actually dark matter where it's like literally contains nothing out in space. There's no antimatter, there's no matter, it's just dark matter. I think there's that thing too. So, but that's like, you know, bright white light, so whatever. But I get what you mean. It's just bright outside. And I usually close the window because lighting is god awful. Plus, like in the mornings here in Arizona, it can get pretty hot, or at least just throughout the day. So I use that big curtain to block out the heat and keep most of it out. I know it's not the most aesthetically pleasing thing, but gets the job done. YouTube 671. What up, vibes? Market is showing some positive direction. Do you think we should hold on to some gems or jump on getting some cheaper NFTs? Appreciate your thoughts. Hold on getting some gems. I'm holding, to be quite honest. If you have gems, just hold. Me personally, I'm holding, especially like I wouldn't chase a pump. Like, don't buy C3PO right now. It's at 3K. Just wait. If it hits 2K again or a little bit lower, like just buy it up again. That's the perfect time to get it. As of right now, any information, like any big drops is going to cause the market to dip. Any announcement about MTL is going to cause the market to dip. I think there's very few things that would cause the market to really pump, like a more fully fleshed out like MCP program thing, like a final iteration announcement that could cause the market to pump. But I think the last time they asked about that in the AMA, they're like, yeah, we have no information on MCP. That might have been 2 AMAs ago, so that was probably a little over 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks. They said they had like no information about MCP right now. Me personally, I'm just holding. Like I have like 2,500 gems. I'm just holding right now. So still got some things I might sell off, like some stacks of NFTs that I have. So if they keep going up, I'll probably sell them off, like my ultra rare Ghost Riders and stuff. But yeah, I'm just holding right now. If the NFT you want hasn't pumped yet, then yeah, go buy it. But I think most of the relevant NFTs, most of the NFTs that are, let's say, relevant, have already pumped. So I would wait. Sean, man, I made a boo-boo. I don't know why that was so funny. Man, you boo-boo, cuh. Man, I made a boo-boo. I'm sure a lot of people made the same boo-boo. Bought a couple Miss Marvel secret rares for 195, thinking it'd get to 300 or so. Instead, it just stayed. There's an 8.5 E. Bug my life. Yeah, just wait long enough, dude. It'll go up. Like the Miss Marvel one. So you're talking about first appearance of Mystique. Mystique isn't like a no-namer villain, right? She's actually pretty well known. Any X-Men fan knows Mystique. Like it will go up eventually. I thought the same thing too, right? Someone asked me, it wasn't you, Sean. There was someone else that asked me the other day in someone else's stream. They're like, hey, VV Vibes, I noticed like these secret rares are at 200. Like that seems really low, right? Like even some of the bottom tier, like the other bottom tier secret rares have gone up to at least like 250, around 300. I was like, yeah, but who knows? Like this could be the first secret rare that you buy and it just stays at 200, which was the case. It's just hard right now because we are in the middle, not in the middle, hopefully at the very, very tail end of a gem squeeze. But yeah, so I wouldn't worry about it, dude. It's going to go back up. And, if you absolutely have to, worst case scenario, you sell it in what? You eat a 16% loss, or not 16%, $16 loss out of 200. It's not a good feeling, but it's not the worst, right? I highly suggest not doing that. But if you absolutely have to buy something else, or if you're hoping that you were going to get a quick flip out of it and you had a plan for something else, it's a learning lesson, right? Is what it is. I do think if you wait long enough, it will go up. Like I said, Mystique is like, I know Mystique. Mystique is actually a pretty big character. I thought about buying an ultra rare as well as a rare. I haven't done it yet, and I'm not sure if I will pull the trigger on it. Maybe I will at least buy the common or whatever, because I do like X-Men comics just in general. And I've been thinking about it for a while. I'm like, yeah, I've been really on board with these comics. I might just buy a common of each of the X-Men related ones, or the ones that have like relevant first appearances, like the Kitty Pryde one, or Mystique, or gosh, what are some of the other ones? We need to get more on here. We need like Colossus and like Wolverine and Cyclops. We need to get like the OG X-Men, though. I do think a good portion of those X-Men will all be first appearances, because X-Men 1 it's probably going to be like what? Jean Grey, Cyclops. I'm not sure if Beast was part of like the first group of X-Men that was released. Not entirely sure, but Dumb Thing Science, when do you think we will see another good drop? I have no idea, dude. Apparently we were supposed to have a drop like earlier. Oof, sorry, I was like fell over. Apparently earlier we were supposed to have a drop earlier this week, like the first week, other than the Matt Gondek one. We were supposed to have another drop previously these 10 days, but I guess the artist, or at least the person they outsourced to make the drop, was in Ukraine, so that didn't really pan out. So that's why there seems to be really, really slow this month with drops. But John, I was gonna say John. Resource, is it a free resource? Do you mean the website? This one, I'm assuming. Is it free? This version of it? No. It's funny because I was actually talking to Omi the Clown earlier, who's the person that makes this website. Ecomi Wiki. Me and him talked to him. I said, dude, I would love to have you on stream one day to talk about Ecomi Wiki. What are some features you have planned for the future? What about some community related stuff? What are some features that are on now and the future? Like, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. And the interactive data driven graphs. It's a mouthful. This is not free. So you can see it says it's premium, but all of the stuff here, it also talks about Omi there on like the front page. But the interactive data driven tables is something different. That's free. Smart account valuations, that's the vault value stuff. So you can actually just add NFTs to like a vault. So you just add the NFTs that are yours. You know, you can add 50 wallets if you wanted to. It's not real, but at least it kind of gives you an idea of like how much your vault is currently worth and has it gone up or down over the previous, 24 hours, whatever it is. Free Twitter alerts for collectibles. You guys haven't checked this out. This is Alice and Veve. So this is a bot that basically runs and it notifies you anytime there is a mint that is in the top 20% or lower. So 20%, 10%, 1%, doesn't matter. It'll notify you and it says it's at the floor price. So, not long ago, actually, geez, this is yesterday. So yesterday, a lot of people were like listing stuff for floor price that were like, because you can see right here, like this 20,071 out of 22,000. That's basically the bottom, almost the bottom. Yeah, actually, that is the bottom 10% or top 10%. I don't know how you do that, but so that part's pretty cool. So you just literally just turn on notifications on that, and it just pings you on Twitter, letting you know that something's on the floor. And the interactive data-driven tables is pretty cool too. You won't be able to see the history as clearly, like day to day, but you can see what happened yesterday, a week ago, 3 months, or like 1, 2, and 3 months, I believe. We'll see once this populates. But no, it's most of the features are free. The only one that's not free is the charts. So you can see here what happened in the last 24 hours, 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, and then that's it. Which was awesome because before I think it was just the last 24 hours and that was it. So it's kind of nice that he expanded upon it and added a week, a month, and then 3 months. So you can kind of see a bit more movement. But again, that's a lot of time, right? Between those things. Things on Veve literally change hour to hour, which is why these data-driven tables that are on here, it literally updates every hour on the hour. So like in 27 minutes, we're going to have another update of the market of where things are at. So it takes sometimes a few minutes after the hour. So sometimes you have to wait anywhere between like 3 to 5 minutes after the hour for it to update. But it does update. Unless there's like an issue on Veve's end or, the website or something like that. Is the market honestly pumping or dead cat bounce? Personally, I think it's a dead cat bounce, to be quite honest. If things are going to dead cat bounce, it's going to be golden moments, the high, Todd didn't move at all. It's not like, I feel like if the market was really moving, you would see a lot of Walt moved up. Todd didn't really move. Some of the other golden moments didn't really move. R2D2, C3PO moved a lot. I think Elsa and Iron Man moved a tiny bit too. But I feel like the market would be running pretty hard right now if the market was finally moving. And I do think there are some people hesitant to really start buying up a ton of stuff because it's so awkward, right? You're trying to find that perfect in-between spot because right now it's too late to buy some of the NFTs you wanted, right? Like, you can buy it if you want. C3PO for 3K is still amazing, but if you want to get the best price, you could wait. MTL announcement or whatever, I do think there's going to be more things that will cause the price to drop. Yeah, by the way, there will be 2 drops on Saturday. So, is that 2 things? Let me pull up Twitter. I don't know. Is there a 2 drop? Yeah, I'll look at it later. Sorry. I was going to pull it up, but Bitcoin dies. What's up? Marceline is so close to becoming unreachable, but people keep giving her away. Yeah, I think a lot of people are just honestly trying to get rid of it. How do you pronounce it? Marceline? Not, I'll probably just type in Adventure Time. There she is. Wait, I misspelled it. Close enough. Hey, it just gave it to me. Cool. I don't know, where's she at? I'm gonna look at the floor price really quick if I can on my phone, and I'll show you guys. Adventure time. Pull this up in the meantime. Almost there. Wait, did I just go all the way to the bottom when it's at the top? Oh my god. All right. So Marceline, there she is. 25. Yikes. More than double in price 10 listings later. The VV world. I've seen that dude a lot. I think this one is like a mint match master, quality over quantity. Follow IG the VV world content. Open a trade, DM me for offers. What's yours? Collecting style? Interesting. Yeah, this dude's got a pretty legit thing. So I don't know if VV world is actually like not a hedge fund of like people, but I think it's multiple people sharing one account, right? I mean, they got some sets, 294. Interesting. So they got Donald and Daisy both at like 06060. Okay, so they like to match sets with stuff. That's kind of cool. So like Superman, Supergirl, both 400. Looks like they don't have the entire Fantastic Four crew at 88881. That's kind of cool. Both the Avengers logo and Iron Man at 743. That's... Yeah, they got a lot of the golden moments like matching in the sets, right? Like the respective sets. So that is pretty cool. I do like that. Yeah, Marceline is, I don't know, like if you know me, I'm not too bullish on a lot of the Adventure Time NFTs. I do think a lot of them are getting really hard carried by their low mints, and that's kind of it. Yeah, it's season 1. That's great. I do think it will take some time for these to really start exploding in price until there's not as many good alternatives and like the DC, the Marvel, the Disney, like until those all price themselves out, I just don't see Adventure Time going up a ton, at least me personally. Right after I posted on here about Fatbucks, someone bought the lowest floor at 315. Next one was 349. Was gonna do a short-term play, missed it. It happens, dude. There's always plays to be made. They're everywhere, man. It sucks that you miss out on it, but it happened, dude. That happens to me. I don't want to say all the time, but it's happened to me before, where you find it and you're like, "Ooh, is this a good flip? Like, maybe I should think about it. Maybe I should ask someone else." And like, you look back at it, like, "Oh, I'll just go do something else really quick and come back." And if it's still here, I'll buy it. And you come back and it's gone. You're like, "Oh, it's." You know, there was a point where you probably could have bought it, but you just hesitated, which is fine. Journey to Mystery 85 Uncommon is doing well. Bought in at 60, only 49 on the market. Journey to Mystery 85. That's Loki, right? I could be wrong. It's Loki, right? Yeah, that's Loki. And you said you bought the what? Uncommon? That's nice, yeah. You bought at 60 and right now it's at 76. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. I do think, honestly, I think people just in general, what do you guys, I would love to ask this because I'm actually catching up with chat at this point. And M, thank you so much for the donation. Again, sorry, I don't know until I scroll all the way down on Restream, so thanks for all you do. How high you see your Ghost Rider going? Same as Daredevil #1? Possibly. Where is Daredevil #1? Where's Daredevil #1? That's the question. So maybe not that high. I could see it hitting, because like Daredevil #1 is pretty high up there in the comic ranking list. Like I've looked at like 3 or 4 different like comic ranking lists for like VV, and like Daredevil #4, or not #4, Daredevil #1 is always like probably top 8 on those listings like every time. Ghost Rider is probably like top 15, top 20 for, it just depends on the individual, whether they like Ghost Rider, you know, whether you like Silver Age or Gold Age versus Bronze Age, like what's better, a medium to like lower tier Gold Age or a high tier Bronze Age, like, you know, whatever. I don't, again, I'm not a comic book guy, but it would surprise me if we probably see it run up to, I think a good spot where it could be at, like, let's go ahead and pull this up. Because you can see here, like, a lot of charts have it, like, Daredevil is like, okay, Daredevil isn't the Grail tier, but it's like at the very, very top of A tier. You know, I know why he has triple A tier, then double A, then single A, you know. But like, this is where I see Daredevil most often, is like the very top or very high in the A tier, right? And who knows? It's debatable whether Journey into Mystery Loki is better than Daredevil. I don't know. Maybe it's just a super iconic piece, whatever it is. Versus Ghost Rider. So Ghost Rider is usually around here, like usually in the middle or towards the bottom of A tier, which is still amazing, right? Considering all the comics that we have on the platform. If I had to put it somewhere, like Price Rise, the ultra rare, it'll probably be somewhere between, I'm trying to like, maybe it could get up to Daredevil. It's just strange because I'm looking at all these other comics, like Kang Ultra Rare is worth more than Daredevil. Like a lot of the ultra rares in here, like Ultimate Fallout's for sure more than that. Same thing with Journey into Missions, for sure more than Daredevil. Maybe Daredevil's kind of getting carried because the low mints, 30,000 versus some of these that only have 60 or 30. I don't know. I could see it getting up there. I could see it getting up here in, you know, the 700s, 600s. I don't know. Like, will it surpass Daredevil #1 one day? Maybe. Not entirely sure. But it'll get up there. I just don't know what. And again, I'm not the end all be all when it comes to comics. It really depends on how well if Ghost Rider's going to make an appearance in the MCU and if he's going to get pushed by Disney and stuff. Let's double back. It's really windy in Vegas. Yeah, it's usually like that. I have a sibling who lives in Vegas. Should I be flipping my SR Deadpool 391 for Iron Man right now, or not really? I'll keep your SR Deadpool. Didn't Deadpool SR go up to like 4K at one point? I don't know about that dumb thing, Science. I'd probably just hold it, to be quite honest. This thing will update for me. Work with me. There we go. So it's at 1700. Yeah, it just sucks. Like this whole Deadpool with Christmas clothing isn't doing any favors. But dude, this thing has been above 4K. Iron Man has it. I think the highest Iron Man's ever been is 3100. And I know it's not just based off that, right? I'm not just comparing all-time highs to all-time highs and all that stuff. I would hold this. I do think this has a lot of room to move. And like listings are at an all-time low. 51 is not that many. Like, let's actually pull this up. Deadpool. There you are. Deadpool. Move this up a bit so you guys can see it a bit better. The secret rare. Let's look at this. 1.6. Oh yeah, dude, this is... Oof, that's a deep undercut. 400 gems. Yeah, this thing is only like 15 listings from going up like 60%. And to be honest, you know what's going to happen is once a time will come when the market's going to pump and people are going to be late. People are going to be late to the market pump. Because this is what I would do. And this is what I suggest you guys do. If you guys are waiting for the market to bottom out and then you're going to buy then, like I'm going to wait for things to get to the bottom. You know, if you're like me, sometimes you wait too long and things start pumping and you're just like, oh my God, like everything is pumped. Start from left to right. Like start with like, all right, what are the first things I'm going to buy before it pumps? Ideally, before it pumps, but if the market's already pumping, I'm going to start with Golden Moments. Okay, that's already pumped. I'm going to do lenticular cards. Okay, that's already pumped. I'm going to then go to the different Spider-Mans, including Ben Reilly. Like, all right, I want to buy some of the commons, the Ben Reilly uncommon, and like maybe the rare or whatever. If those are already pumped, all right, what's the next thing? I think people are going to go down the line, and like for Deadpool, for some people, that's probably like the fifth or sixth thing on their list. There's going to be some people that are like, oh, like I don't want to buy Spider-Man. It's already pumped 60, 70%. It's just too late. Like, all right, what's the next best thing? And they could go all the way down to Deadpool, right? So I'm not saying that Deadpool won't pump. It'll probably go higher than Iron Man, but it's just going to lag behind potentially by hours, could be days, could be a week, you know, once the market starts really pumping. Because I've noticed that whenever the market pumps, it always starts with the high tier stuff, right? It's not like Kripkins or a bunch of independent artist stuff starts just randomly pumping, and then like all of a sudden the big IPs are like, hey, we should pump too, or people start buying those. Like usually it's all the big hard hitting Grail, blue chip, high tier NFTs pump first, and then everything else follows, right? People are trying to find the next best thing to follow along if they think the market's like in a full recovery mode. So personally, long story short, I would hold Deadpool. I would hold it. I think it's got a lot of room to grow. So even though your NFT might not be the very first option that people are going to buy, just the fact that it has some history, super low mint, just the fact that it has this kind of history and it's super, super low mint, I think does it a lot of favors. And even though it does have like, it's FA Deadpool at the end of the day. Like, yeah, does it have the kind of like cringy Christmas sweater and the dance, and it's like dancing like this? Like, who cares? It's FA Deadpool, and like VeVe will eventually add features that will make it remove all that eventually. But I think the fact that you are considering selling it means, I don't know, I don't want to say it doesn't sound like you're in it for the long haul, because obviously you want to switch into another Grail. So, and I agree with you about leaving politics out of the app. We'll still go for the drop though. Yeah, dude, same here. Purgatory, haha, did I say something? Did I say something? Purgatory? Think the Saturday drop will be priced at higher an original price because the potential historical value of this drop. Just guessing that, or maybe they just want to, what's it called? Just have more, more money to donate to people that need it, obviously, right? So, I didn't even look at all. Like, I'm actually gonna pull it up on my phone really quick. I didn't even look at the art at all, to be quite honest. Let me look at this. The hell? I clicked on the thing and it like closes me out. Oh, that's cool. I know this is not helping, but I just pulled it up on my phone because I don't care to pull it up on my computer. But yeah, I like the look of that. And like someone said earlier, it's based on like a Picasso painting artistic style. It's actually really pretty. I do like it. Yeah, I definitely see this. I mean, this is one that could go for. I mean, if the Matt Gondek ones went for 200, I mean, these could be more, right? It wouldn't surprise me. These could go, like the box price could go for 200 as well. 150, 300, who knows? And if that's the case, we actually could see a mini gem squeeze if people want it. Depends on the box price and mints. Really, that's the two big factors. Doesn't matter if it's common or secret rare. It's a solo drop, right? Unless there's two drops. Someone said there's like two drops. Okay, maybe this is. Yeah, I don't know. I guess there's another drop that day. I don't know what the other one is. Maybe it's a comic. I forgot which one. Let's see. Funky Cold. Started my second comic. Bought 30 of this comic yesterday and didn't move floor. Gonna sell. When is the time? When the time is right later today. Hell yeah, Funky Cold. Let's go. Yeah, just stack it up. Stack it up. Sell off as you need it. If you want to get some good info on like how to do that, Sleeping in Comics did the same thing. He says, he's got stacks, and when the market is pumping, he just dollar cost averages up. So if you bought a bunch of comics at, you said you bought 30 of this comic yesterday, so the yesterday drop one, so Miss Marvel, whatever. Yeah, just wait. So you probably bought it at 8, 7 gems, 9 gems, whatever. Once it goes up to 15 gems, you sell a few. Goes up to the 20, you sell a few. Then it goes 25, sell a few. It's up to you how you want to sell it, or wait longer. I'm not sure it's not going to move as much as Ghost Rider, right? It's the FAs are pretty different, but CMO, coming Black Panther pumping. Think he's gonna be a Grail. Uh, let's see. I'll be honest. People have asked me before. Is Black Panther gonna be a Grail? Um, where's the comment at? Okay, comment went up 15%. That's pretty good. Is it a Grail? It's hard to tell. To be honest, I still have not seen the Black Panther movie. I've seen reviews on it, kind of get the gist of it when it comes to I've been meaning to watch it, which is funny because the other day I watched Eternals. The other day I watched Shang-Chi, which are both decent. Both movies seem just like super rushed. Like both had like really good ideas and concepts, but it was just like so rushed and just not enough character development and all that stuff. I don't know. Like both movies were pretty good, but it was just like such big concepts and characters, and they just like condense it all down into like a 2-hour movie, and it's just so much to catch up on. But anyway, yeah, I need to watch Black Panther, and I probably will at some point before the end of the week. I mean, hell, I might do it tonight. Because I've been meaning, because people are talking about like, oh, do you see at the end of this movie and this show, and like they're hinting at Black Knight and this. I'm like, dude, what are you guys talking about? They're like, oh, it's at the end of the show. I'm like, oh, I haven't watched that yet. So I need to catch up with all my Marvel stuff. So I've been doing that. So yeah, I do need to catch up with Black Panther. I've heard the movie did great in the box office. Like I think it literally only got outperformed by Endgame, right? Like for all Marvel movies, that's the only movie that did better. Or maybe it was the most recent Spider-Man movie. I'm trying to remember which one it was, but it was like definitely at least top 3 box office sales. So obviously it was very, very good. But do I still think it's a Grail? I don't know. To be honest, I would have to see the movie and probably do a bit more research. As of right now, it's not a Grail, but it is an extremely high A tier NFT for superheroes, right? That's what I'm thinking. It's like on par with Captain America. Is Captain America a Grail? Yes, no, maybe so. It sucks that the FA isn't. The FA is a freaking Marvel Mighty, so that part sucks, but it is what it is. But yeah, I would say it's very, very high A tier as of right now, which you can't go wrong with. Hey, Vibes, do you stream full time, or what do you do for a living? I was wondering if you worked in a comic store or something like that with your knowledge. I know, I'm just messing with you, Tis me. No, I've actually been working for myself for a while, just doing independent work, small gigs, helping friends out with different stuff. I do want to do VV full time. Honestly, the hardest part is trying to. Honestly, it wasn't until recently I actually made a schedule for myself. I'm one of those people that, like, unless I have a schedule, it's so easy for myself to get distracted and do other things or do research or just like, I don't know. I'm so weird. Like, it sounds weird, but like, I love learning new shit, but like applying it and all that stuff, like it is kind of a bit daunting. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. But as of right now, like, no, like I would love to do this whole VV and like YouTube thing, like full time. But it can be difficult, right? Like something I've noticed, and like it's literally every content creator ever, right? If the market that you're covering isn't doing well, like this, if it's going down, you tend to get, less subs, less members, less donations. That's just how it is, right? Which is why I thought about changing up content and this and that. But for me, no, to be honest, I mostly just do independent stuff, like with my car. So I don't really do Uber, but I do DoorDash. I do a few other things to make money. In the meantime, I want to be able to put as much like effort and energy in this as I can. To be quite honest, I was kind of lazy about this like channel for like the first like 2 or 3 months, which is kind of weird because I exploded when the market was doing this. I think everyone's channel exploded when the market was doing this, and like basically all of January and the first couple weeks of February was great. Like I got like, I don't know, I'm trying to remember. I think I got about 1,100 subs in 30 days. Now my trailing 30 for subs is like 200. So, after a bunch of people got on BB, people are new and excited. They want to invest, and like market's dumping. People don't want to spend money. People don't even want to look at the market or care about it. There's going to be people that want to support content creators. But at the end of the day, it's like, all right, like MTL is still some ways out. We don't have Omida NFT. That's going to be ways out. BBverse. MCP, like everything is just out, right? You know, the market's dumping. Like, why do I care to look at it? So, I get it. So, which is why more recently I've been trying to get more organized about coming up with merch. I do want to start doing giveaways on the channel to obviously encourage people to, you know, hang out and talk. I do want to give away comics, as well as some other things, just to kind of encourage people to hang out here. I also wanted to show this. I mean, I showed this earlier on stream, so I'm sorry if you guys already saw this already. But I was kind of coming up with merch. I'll be honest, I have no idea if I can even get away with this. I might have to like PM like Alex G or someone else like that. Because something I noticed, let me go back here. Something I noticed is I was gonna go on Cavell Anderson's channel and go buy some stuff. Buy some like what you call it, like merchandise, like memorabilia, like hats and sure, like for VV and stuff like that, had VV on it. But I noticed I don't think he's selling that anymore. I don't know if he, I don't want to speculate or care, but I just noticed that he's not doing that anymore. And I wanted to make merch because people were saying like, oh, I would buy shirts and stuff like that. So this is the first one I was thinking about doing. Like I said, like I have no idea I can get away with this, but I was gonna do a shirt like this, and it's mostly something just fun, right? Like I don't think people give a shit about wearing a VV Vibe shirt, but I think coming up with something like this, I would have to check out with Teespring. And someone mentioned earlier in chat that they run basically like a screen printing or like a t-shirt store. I don't know if it's like up in Canada. I don't know, someone mentioned it earlier. And if I can put text in that, like if you can customize your own text in that red box, I think that would be cool. If you can't, I think at the very least, I would do something. I think it would say something like market open or something like that. It's something that like only other VV users would recognize. If you wore this on the street, VV users would be able to point that out, be like, oh, you're on VV? Oh, that's cool, right? Yeah, I really don't care to make like VV Vibes like shirts or hats or whatever, but I'd rather have stuff like this. Or again, I'm not sure. I have no idea if I can even give it away with this. I would probably have to change the shadow up a bit more. And again, these are all just like really rough drafts. Like this is just like literally iteration number 1. I could change the text and the font and all that stuff. So this one says Got Todd, Season 1, Series 1. I'll probably have to make this a bit bigger because it just looked tiny. I have no idea if I can get away with this. I did change the cape a little bit, but I do want to like, I might have to change the shadow to like make it angled enough to where it's hard to tell. But I'll be honest, like, unless you're a VV user or you know what Todd McFarlane Batmans look like, to the average person, this is just going to look like a bunch of lines. You might kind of get a picture that this is Batman. I'm like 90% certain I probably can't get away with like this specific silhouette or outline without maybe some like legal thing happening. Who the hell knows? But if I change the shadow up enough or angle it to where the shadow is coming from like a different light source instead of head on, I might be able to get away with it. Who knows? But again, like there's no, you know, it doesn't say ecomi, it doesn't say VV, it doesn't say Batman, it doesn't say, you know, official Todd McFarlane, whatever. So that's kind of what I'm figuring out here. It's like I would love to do that kind of stuff, so people can wear that. I think people are more interested. You know, I was gonna do another one that says like gem squeeze, where there's either a gem is like getting squeezed in like a lemon squeezer, or like a towel's being turned or something like that. A lot of different like ideas I have for like merchandise. So I think like people would like it. Like if you're a VV, what's it called? Like if you enjoy being on VV, it's only like things that other VV users would be able to pick up on, right? God, there were some other ones that people said earlier that was actually like pretty good ideas. Another one said like, I bought Omi at an all-time high. That's kind of a funny one. And it was Dane. Someone named Dane said he would hook me up. He owns like a screen printing shop or something like that. That's pretty cool. And thank you, Rob Stuff, for the 5 buckaroos. Everyone like and sub. I appreciate that, man. Rob, you ever notice that like me personally, I cannot see people that donate or sub or anything like that until I like find them on the chat screen. Like I don't get a notification at the top. That's just me personally, but yeah. So, and again, thank you, M, for the donation. When everything is a Grail, nothing is Grail. Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think it's, and I think Grail is starting to become too common of a term, in my opinion. Bishop, yeah, I like Bishop. Can you check your Aston Martin, please? Yeah, we can pull that up really quick. Aston Martin. I'll pull it up here in a sec. OG X-Men would be awesome. Any X-Men, really? I can't wait for Wolverine. I prefer comics over collectibles, but I will sell some comics to get an SR Wolverine collectible. I think a lot of people would, and I think that's the general sentiment on the app, right? I think a lot of people understand and like collectibles more than comics, which is completely fine. I've kind of changed it up. I would say before I was literally like 95% collectibles and 5% comics. I'll probably switch it to probably be 60-40, like 40% comics, 60% collectibles for the most part. Hey, lots of excitement. Vivi, thanks for the stream. I appreciate it, Pixel Trader. The Pixel Trader himself. FA Wolverine better not be a mighty. Yeah, like I really hope like Thor, Hulk, Wolverine, they better not be, you know, Iron Man's not the FA, but if they did like a new Iron Man, I really hope they're not all Marvel Mighties. Like, don't troll us like that, please. Again, thanks Rob Stuff for the 5 buckaroos. Do you think Vivi should remove the app from Russia? I don't really care. Ghost Rider's ranked higher on comics and crypto. Nice. Like, so does comics and crypto actually have a tier list? Like, I've looked everywhere on like their websites and stuff. I couldn't find like a tier list. If they do have one, they don't nearly make it easy enough to find, or maybe I'm just an idiot. It's probably just because I'm an idiot. There's that too. So, all right. So Aston Martin, ultra rare. We were asked to pull that up. So here it is. Aston Martin. Yeah, that thing is pumping. Hell yeah. It's at 560 right now. Let's go. And I knew this thing was hitting a bottom. I remember talking about this literally with, should move it, my collectibles as well as Rob Stuff. Yeah, we're on, I think both of us were on the stream the other day and we're looking at Aston Martin 2 or 3 days ago. I think it was 2 days ago. Like it was at 440. I'm like, dude, this thing cannot go much lower. Like the box price is 307. Like this is way too low. And sure enough, it's taken off right now. Listings are going down. There will be a point where people start taking profit. You know, that always happens, but yeah, maybe that point will happen when it gets a little bit closer, like 650, because at that point, if you sell it, you can start grabbing some pretty decent lenticular cards. You can grab some decent ultra rare comics, or you know, or just a lot of stuff at that point. Yeah, but dude, Rob Stuff, me and you need to talk at some point, because I'm trying to figure out this whole like restream thing. I might stop using restream, but like I'm trying to figure out how to make my camera not get completely blocked off like this when I do get a comment. Like I would love for my face to like actually show. So I'm not sure how to like fix that. I don't know. If you could help me out with that, that would be awesome. Funky Cold. I hope VV releases 200,000 editions for 35 gems on one of Saturday's drops, so everyone can help contribute. Yeah, I like I said, I'm really, really curious how they're going to approach the, you know, the box price, the mint numbers, all that stuff with this poster. And I'll probably buy it. You know, I'm sure Rob Stuff is on board too, or just other content creators, which is like, not just the whole, you know, the whole cost is great, but it's like, it's the very first time like VV's done like a charity NFT thing. And I think that's historical in and of itself. Execu Speak. What's up, dude? Hey, what's up? What's up, guys and gals? VV vibes here. Make me let's track prices the last day or so, but making lenticular jumped a bit. Yeah, it went up a tiny bit. But yeah, Aston Martin is, as of right now, is it still a good buy? Sure. If you do want to wait, it probably could go back down to like 500. I could see that. And you know, before you guys know it, no matter what happens, even if this is the pump, things are going to get worse before they get better going forward. Like if they do announce MTL or a big drop, or who knows, maybe the numbers tomorrow are like really funky. Maybe the box price is really high, like 500 gems, 300 gems, 200 gems. That could cause not necessarily a mini gem squeeze, but people could sell off some stuff to be able to afford the drop, right? So there is that. Not that I think tomorrow's drop is a Grail or anything like that, but I do think it's a historical piece for like the long term. Daisy Duck, you said Mickey, right? Yeah, it moved up a bit. Almost 10%, or at least over the last 24 hours. He didn't quite touch, he did get below 300 gems. Wow. I did not realize that. That was a couple days ago. Yeah, he was, he was really low. And I think this is going to happen quite a bit between now and the end of the month. We're going to have, people are going to start listing stuff for so low that the floors are going to be thin. People are going to buy them up. You know, listings are going to go down, that people are going to be like, oh my gosh, Mickey's, you know, up to 400 or whatever. And people are going to start undercutting again, right? So, I mean, it's happened here, could happen again. I'm right there with you guys. I really wish this was the run to kind of just end the dip or just the overall gem squeeze, but I just don't think that's likely. Um, that's just my personal opinion, not financial advice, but that's just my take. Saturday's drop looks like a tribute to Guernica. I'm sorry if I butchered that. A large 1937 painting by Picasso about the first bombing. It is the first known and most moving and powerful anti-war painting in history. Wow. Yeah, honestly it's a beautiful painting. I checked it out really quick on stream and it's gorgeous. I really, really like the look of it. Hitler's powerful German air forces acting in support of Franco bombed the village of Guernica in southern Spain, a city of strategic military value. That sucks. Didn't know that. Good vibes. Is that good vibes? What is that? Hold on. Is that one of my emotes? I'm trying to remember. And that's another thing I'm not a huge fan of on Restream is that it doesn't show my emotes. So if someone does use one of my emotes, it doesn't show it on stream. Oh, maybe not. No, that's just this. The actual emotes and Rob stuff. Thank you so much for joining the common gang, my man. That's another thing I can't see on Restream, unfortunately. If someone does join the membership, they can't see it. Thank you so much, dude. Now you get all the emotes. And that's actually one thing I do need to get. I think I have enough members now where I can get, I think, 4 or 5 emotes. Or no, now I can get 5 or 6 emotes. So I need to add more, but I do want to get some community feedback with some emotes that I'm going to add later. So those are the emotes you have access to now. VV vibes. You get the little pump emote. You get the little dump emote. You get it all. Just buy a Cricut. Steam press, cool shirt. Okay, now I'm catching up with chat. We're getting there. The shirt with the market being closed is a great idea. Me personally, I hate to wear stuff that have brand names on them, but something like that, I would definitely. Exactly. That's kind of what I mean. I think a lot of people, just let us know when you drop the merch. I will definitely buy. Make a green truck one too. Dude, green truck. Dude, that's another one. I was like, green truck, storefront. Oh, you know what'd be the biggest? Let's see if I can. I don't know if I could pull this off, but you know what'd be. It's hard to do. You guys have seen it. Hold on. Let me pull it up. I think I can find it on Google because enough people have complained about this one. You guys are going to laugh when I show you this. You guys are going to laugh when I show you this. Please have it. A screenshot of it. Please have it. Someone has to have a screenshot of it. Damn. Error market? No, I can't find it. Damn. It always happens when you don't want it to, but when you want it to happen. So, okay, I apologize. So what I was trying to find was, don't you guys hate it? Because it's been around for a long time. Green truck and blind block shirts? Yes, that'd be awesome. Don't you guys hate it when you guys would go to the market and you click on something and it says no collectibles to be found, even though it says that there's 1,000, 500, 150 collectibles of this thing on the market? You click on it, it's all gray or light brown or tan or whatever that color is, and it says no collectibles. I was gonna do something like that and put like a troll face or just something silly. Again, like none of these merch shirts are finalized, right? But I do think I want to, maybe one day I'll probably have a stream where I post all the shirts. Community gets to vote on 5 of the shirts I get to post, or however many Teespring lets me to do. Or if people want to help me out with some shirt merch or however that works as well. But I like that idea. Green truck would be cool. Blind box. I don't know. What do you mean by blind box shirts? Is that like you just get a random shirt? I think that'd be kind of cool too. Also be helpful to sell the shitty shirts that no one wants. Just have a blind box shirt. Just pick the size and you get random one of the 5 shirts, right? You get and I also thought about getting a shirt too that just says, with the color scheme that matches comics, where it just says common, uncommon, rare, ultra rare, secret rare, and that's it. That's literally all it says. Like something so simple. And the nice thing is like I said, the whole point of it is that it's ambiguous enough that like people would ask about it, but it's not so blatant where it's like, oh, name brand logo. It's just like anybody walking down the street that knows VEVO would be able to immediately recognize like, oh, you're on VEVO. That's cool. What do you have? What do you own? How long you been on VEVO? Like that's the whole point of the shirt thing. Gem squeeze, make a guy squeezing a Todd, then gems falling from the sides. I kind of like that, Real Ray. Yeah, I just the imagery of squeeze is kind of hard to like. I'm not an artist, so I'm not like, squeezing something. I thought about like a towel getting squeezed, and there's like, instead of like water drops, it'd be like gems falling out. So it's like, and it's kind of funny because it kind of means the opposite. Like in market, a squeeze typically means it's like a short drop before things really take off. But a gem squeeze in VEVO kind of means like, I guess in my mind, the way it works is like your gems are worth more or less because that Mickey Mouse that you bought at, I'm looking at the chart here. That Mickey Mouse that you bought at 700 gems or 720 or whatever the price up here, now it's down here at 390. The gems that you used to pay for it is now worth less in a way. I know it's not technically how it works, but that's how I imagine it means. I could be wrong, but because no one's like, people kind of explain what a gem squeeze means. Like, gem squeeze, does that just mean things are dropping, or like what does that exactly mean, right? Put my face back up at the screen. When Darth Vader comes out, which will be worth more, R2 or Darth Vader? Darth Vader for sure. Like hands down, Darth Vader. Hands down. BJN, hands down, Darth Vader. Especially if you use secret rare and had like very little mints. Please no Mighties. Great t-shirt idea. If I actually had a God, this is why I kind of wish I knew how to do like 3D art and like make my own art. If I was actually artistic and make my own art, I would just make like really, really ugly like Mighty versions of characters that they should like never make into Mighties. Hulk or like Wolverine or maybe like Batgirl, and just really weird. Like obviously I can't put it exactly, but I think as long as you change up the art enough, you can use logos and stuff like that. But if you make the logo really like bulky or like lopsided or something silly, like I think you can get away with that. Maybe make like Todd like a Marvel Mighty, like just make like all the Grails into like really ugly Marvel Mighties. I think that would be hilarious. So you have like Walt and Mickey with like giant heads, like oversized hands, like hooves for feet. You have Todd holding just like a really, weird looking cape and all that stuff. I think that'd be hilarious if someone actually had the artistic ability to like make all the Grails and just like really awkward looking Marvel Mighties. I think that'd be awesome. No, I need Aston Martin back. Yeah. I heard the play you made, my collectibles. It's risky, but hey, I did the same thing with Donald Duck. I sold my Donald, I'll be honest, I sold a Donald Duck, not my only one, but a Donald Duck at 550. 550? Yeah, 550. And I'm hoping to rebuy it. I do think it could go down to like 450, maybe 400s again, depending on MTL, future announcements, all that stuff. But worst case scenario, I still have another Donald Duck, and I just buy something else. I just buy a different lenticular card. I just buy something else. Like, it's not the end of the world, right? So that's Comics and Crypto's list. Use StreamYard. Okay, so I did use StreamYard. I was not a fan of some of the features. I don't know. I think what I need to do is just help like clean out my computer of all the just like the shit I just don't need, because this computer is like 8 years old. I think I did reformat it once, but that was like 6 years ago. Because it should have enough speed to handle streaming and ecomi wiki and all that stuff, but it does get like really laggy at times. So I think that's just, if I clean out my computer, I liked using OBS a lot. It was the customization, the amount of things I could do was awesome. It was a bit of a pain whenever I wanted to host someone. I mean, my collectibles knows. Whenever I wanted to host someone, going through Discord and people have to mess around with their camera and then their mic, and StreamYard/Restream is very, very easy. You said that's the Comics and Crypto list. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if you link something, or maybe did you send it to me on Twitter? If you did, that'd be awesome. Rob stuff. The link to Comics and Crypto's list. At least I don't see it in chat. Comics and crypto ranking link. Okay, I still don't see it, but I guess am I like blocking you guys from like sending links or something? I sold my UR Aston Martin for SR Ghost Rider. Hope I don't regret it, but I prefer comics over cars. Personal, yep, dude. And that's the thing, right? Like you bought, you know, again, it's not like you bought a bunch of random decon stuff or whatever. Like you moved from Aston Martin all the way to a pretty high tier comic. Like I like that a lot. Like that's very smart. I'll never blame you for that, dude. 3 must-buy collectibles right now. Depends on your price point and what you value, right? Must-buy collectibles. I'll give you a generic overview. Ultra rare comics. Like if you're trying, and I brought this up to Rob stuff. Like if you can't, whether your price point is over here. Let's open this. So for I think ultra rare comics. I think having at least a relatively high tier comic is always fun to have, and it's cool to look at. For under like 120 right now, like you can get, in my opinion, I think this one's pretty good. Where is it? It says not 24-hour trend. I went floor price. I talked about it literally earlier on stream, which was I really like both of these. I think if you like Bullseye more versus what's it called? Oh my god, I'm keep thinking Steve Rogers, but Falcon. I forgot his like actual name. Hopefully the information's on here about like the drop itself. Sam Wilson. Good God, took me a while to think of the name. Is there no way to just go back? It's kind of annoying. Kind of wish there was like a whatever. Just go back here. I know there's a shortcut for backspace. Is it control back? Let me know if you guys remember. It's like control back or something like that. I don't know how to just go back. Yeah, like I think getting any ultra, it doesn't have to be under 120, but I think getting ultra rare comics are great right now. Secret rare if you can afford it, but I feel like a lot of people like ultra rares, which I've noticed a lot of the time. Sometimes the ultra rares, the listings are actually lower than the secret rares because just more people can afford the ultra rares over secret rares, right? So I really like these. I really like the. I mean, for basically $100 or 120 gems, like you can. Bullseye's not a no-namer villain, and same thing with Sam Wilson. He's not a no-namer superhero. Like people, like they know these people, and these are characters that could get pushed in the MCU in these next couple of years. Sam Wilson for sure. Bullseye maybe. Daredevil's coming out, but who knows if they're going to bring Bullseye back. For the most part, so ultra rare comics, lenticular cards, of course. You know, golden moments. I'll lump those together, and 3 must-buys. Must-buy collectibles. Trying to think of another one. I'd say just keep an eye on the Spider-Mans. Most likely Ben Reilly. I actually haven't kept a close eye on Ben Reilly. Give me a sec here. I'll type in Ben, not Ben. Ben Reilly. Keep an eye on him. I do think I've been saying this before. This is pretty. If he gets below 350 again, I do think he can do well. He's a good combination of low mints as well as, you know, Spider-Man. It's not super saturated like the other Spider-Mans. Like the other Spider-Mans are OGs, like don't get me wrong. But I mean, any Spider-Man will do. Just keep an eye on them. But I mean, I'm looking at these charts and like, dude, Ben Reilly. I mean, he peaked at like 1200, but I don't, you know, that's was very short lived. I kind of prefer to take like the middle point. So let's just call it 900. I mean, he's less than half that price now. He's almost not a third, but something like that. So just keep an eye on like the Spider-Mans as well. Yeah, as of right now, I'd say must buy NFTs. I don't really have any right now. I'm personally just kind of waiting for prices to go a bit lower. The things that I kind of wanted to get, like lenticular cards and stuff, I've already pumped. So I'm just waiting at this point. I do think we're gonna have one more dip before things really take off. Yo, buddy, just joining. How's it going? It's going great. Appreciate you stopping by. That's how. That's how. The pump, pump, pump. Hell yeah. Use the gem for t-shirt. Yeah. Oh, use that gem. Yeah, I need to find like the actual picture for t-shirt. I want to do a gem, but I kind of want to come up with something, not just a giant gem and that's it. But I would like to do I don't know, dude. Another idea I had, which was it was gonna say $10 OMI, except the OMI is gonna say $10 would be $$10. I'm doing it backwards. I should probably do it backwards. So there's a $, and it would say 10, but there's like a 0, but then in the middle of the 0, there's a O that's in red. So there's like a white $10. But then there's a red O in the 0, and it spells out OMI. So it's like $10 OMI. And it's just kind of all one like logo thing or something like that. I'm not sure how I would do that. So that way you can read it as, you know, it's like $10 OMI, $1, whatever it is. But so people look at it are like, oh, like what is $1 OMI or $10 OMI, you know, however you want to read it, right? So I thought about that too, doing like a $10 OMI thing as well. No, that no collectibles bugs me every time. Dude, same here. Every time I see that no collectibles thing, I have to always like refresh the page, and it's super obnoxious. Glad to be part of the common gang and support. Oh yeah, YouTube, dude, thank you. Sorry about that. Again, it doesn't show me on Restream, so I apologize. But dude, thank you so much for the common gang, dude. And I think in the near future, I'll have to double check how many members I have. But if we start getting up there, I might have to actually start doing some of my private member streams where I still haven't decided whether I'm going to do the first 30 minutes or the last 30 minutes of the stream is going to be exclusive to members. So you guys just have my undivided attention. We can talk about whatever. Doesn't matter to me. I might start doing that like maybe next week. If we start getting more members on the platform and they start showing up more consistently, I might do that. And we can talk about things like emotes for the channel. We can start talking about t-shirt designs. We can start talking about community things that I want to run, like comic giveaways. I might do some comic giveaways exclusive to members as well. So there's a lot of things I want to make it rewarding for you guys to just be a member, right? I know you guys want to just hang out and support me, which is great too, but I want to like give something back as well, give you guys some value for being a member. But I appreciate it, YouTube 671. You're awesome, man. I appreciate it. You guys are the greatest. Jinjin. Yeah, having something like a secret signal for others in VEVO would be awesome. Yeah, exactly. Like any of those logos, I think people would understand like, oh, that guy's from VEVO. He understands the market logo or the $10 OMI or the common, uncommon, rare, ultra rare, secret rare. Like people are going to understand that, right? Just something so it's easier to identify you, right? Out in public. There was a shirt that I got. It's a YouTube channel. Is this it? Ooh. So, you guys are wondering, I really, really like, I'm a big gamer. I know someone asked me last stream, like, hey, do you like gaming, right? I'm like, dude, I love gaming. I think it's awesome. This is it. So I really, really, really like Bethesda games, mostly Morrowind. That's probably my favorite one. If you guys don't know the game, that's fine. If you guys have played Skyrim or Oblivion, you guys have to play. What's it called? You guys have to play Morrowind. Morrowind is a great game. But I'm bringing this up because this is a shirt I just saw and I'm like, dude, this is awesome. Like, I love Morrowind, and I bought this shirt. I'm trying to remember. I bought it a while ago. I think I watched it too many times, or maybe on high heat or whatever, and like the logo started like peeling off, and it doesn't look great. Not peeling off, but like it started breaking apart, and you can kind of see like seams in between of the shirt and stuff. So it's not really like well held together now. So I might have to like rebuy it. But I don't know, even if they got rid of the Elder Scrolls, the Morrowind thing, like if someone wore this shirt, I could easily identify them as like a Morrowind fan. But yeah, dude, I easily probably one of the best RPG games that's ever existed, at least in my time growing up. I know there's a lot of great computer RPGs from throughout the 90s and early 2000s that were all great. I still haven't played them all, but This is the VV Vibes pump emoji combo. Hell yeah. Vibes pump. Yeah, it shows Vibes pump on there, but you guys can see it on your guys' end. It's awesome. And so I want to get to the point where people start. I might start adding memes instead. Again, it's going to be up to the members what they want to add. I kind of want to start adding some meme stuff, whether they want to add like a market logo. I don't know, whatever they want to do. Maybe we want to put a golden GM for golden moments, or like a golden square that says GM in the middle. So people are talking about golden moments. They could just put that emote, whatever they want to do. I think, I might just throw some ideas out there, but we also might brainstorm some ideas as well. I always thought gem squeeze is when people started hoarding gems and made their account more gem heavy than NFT heavy. Maybe. I don't know like where the term actually came from, who coined it, what it actually means. All I know is like when the market goes down a lot, it just means gem squeeze. Like, doesn't mean you're actually hoarding your gems. Doesn't mean your gems are worth a little bit. I mean, technically means your gems are worth more now, right? But unless you're actually holding an NFT, those gems are worth less. So I don't know. What's the wrong one? The mighties are ugly enough already. Yeah, dude, they all look like weird, like human horse hybrids because they have those hooved feet and giant heads. But I do think if someone made like Marvel Mighties of just all the Grails and just look like really ugly or just exaggerated heads or just whatever, I think it would be hilarious. I'm so glad that Darth Vader cannot be a mighty Marvel. I agree. I would almost leave the app if they spoiled Darth Vader. No, I won't leave. I'll just love EV, yeah. It'd just be very meme worthy. Keystones, hi, sorry I wasn't there for the stream. I couldn't, but I know. What do you think about the pump? Quick review if you could try. Yeah, Keystones. My most recent video covered it. Part of me thinks it's somewhat of a dead cat. I just don't think there's still not enough buying pressure in the market. And as you could tell, a lot of the high tier stuff moved, but it's like if things were really pumping, they would still be moving right now, like pretty quickly. So that's my take. Like I really like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to spread FUD or be a doomsayer or whatever it is. Like, trust me, I want this market to keep going and pump. Like I'm still holding a lot of great NFTs that I'm still very down on, but I do think we're gonna see this, over and over and over again, right? We say I'm looking at Mickey Mouse right now. It's like it goes down and then goes up and people start taking profit. Now these dips and pumps are getting a little bit smaller. Listings are super, super low right now, but I think we're getting to the point now where listings are just getting so small now that the only time we're going to see a pump is when the floor for like a pretty high tier NFT, like a C3PO or certain lenticular cards like a Donald, the floor is so thin where it's like, wow, if we just buy up these 10 NFTs, the floor goes up 30% and people will do that. So, but then eventually people are going to start undercutting and then the walls are going to be getting thicker, whatever you want to call it. They're not going to be as thin, and then it's going to retrace back down until it gets to a point again where people start undercutting heavily to get profit. So, can this happen forever? No, but I think because MTL just seems so close, or like a more formal announcement is so close. But again, I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that kind of makes sense, Keystone. If you also watch my most recent video, I tend to obviously ramble about it as well. Knowing Disney, they'll give us Rey and Kylo before Vader. God, I hope. That's one thing I actually do give some credit to Disney right now. I'm so surprised they didn't do that, to be quite honest. I thought, like, Disney seems very gung-ho on just, like, especially with the Star Wars, like, IP. They're just trying to, like, until very recently, I'm talking like last, like, couple of years. Until very recently, it seems like they were just trying to kill off any of the old characters. Anything related to the original or the prequels, they just wanted to kill it off. Like these new characters, like these new droids, like these new things, that's what it just seemed like. In my opinion. OBS kept shutting me down. Yeah, that's weird. Like mine worked fine, but it just made my computer laggy. But I agree, like, who knows, like the first golden moments could have been like BB-8 and Rey. Like you said, like it could have been BB-8 and Rey, and like they could have just really pushed same thing with Marvel. They could have really just pushed a lot of like the newer superheroes, or the superheroes that like not a lot of people really cared about. They've done a pretty good job with comics for the most part, and like not all comics are gonna be home runs, right? Some people are saying like, ooh, boring comic, blah blah. It's like there's so many like technically we could have comic drops for the next 5 years and we still wouldn't even be close to getting all the awesome comics that we have, right? So yeah. Make me an admin, I can send it. Let's see. I think I have to do it through my phone. I think I had to put you as moderator. All right, cool. Rob Stuff, you're a mod. Enjoy it. Just starts randomly banning people, everyone in my chat. You can also just send it to me via Twitter. That'll probably be easier. Just like PM me it. Rob Stuff, that too. I hope they release Vader and Wolverine before MTL, because if it comes after MTL, the masses will come and I would be able to afford it. Yeah, that too. YouTube, I agree. I think there is some sentiment. I just hope it comes after, like, I don't know, before MTL, but before Q System, because after Q System, things are just going to be. I tend to do pretty well on blind box drops. Comics, I never win. But when it comes to Q System, I'll win more comics, but way less blind box. That's the thing I'm kind of like not looking forward to. That's the comic and crypto link for ranking. Okay. I still don't see it. Probably because I'm not. Esther Martin, goodbye right now. Can it 10x from here if one holds? Your opinion, thanks. Yeah, everything on the app is going to go up eventually, especially for where the prices are at right now. Aston Martin might be I would say an exception, but it's hard because it's still so new. Like, what is it? Like a week and a half, 2 weeks old, if that. Like, it has not been on the app for that long. Yeah, I think it still has a ton of room to grow. And I've said this before, like, to be honest, as of right now, if I had to pick between a Todd and an Aston Martin Secret Rare, I'd probably pick the Aston Martin. The super low rarity, it's basically the Grail of cars when it comes to Hollywood, car collectors, car enthusiasts, whatever. People that like Hollywood, people that like 007, like most people know the Aston Martin. I wasn't even alive when these movies came out of the Aston Martin, but I still know what it is. And it's like I said, it's a combination of the low mints, and I think it's considered it's the Grail of cars, because I think honestly 6 months. Oh, I need water. Pardon me. 6 months from now, I also need to learn to talk slower. 6 months from now, I think it's going to be easier to get a Todd than an Aston Martin, in my opinion. 6 months from now, it's going to be not easier, but just it's going to be a lower price, right? That's just my take. So yeah. So am I bullish on Aston Martin? I'd say so. I don't see it dipping much more. I think because there's so little people that own it, I do think it's probably shaken off a good amount of the people that were going to sell it anyway, or paper hand it, whatever you want to call it. This might have been mentioned, but as a shirt idea, have a red triangle box saying you have 1 order pending delivery. Okay, I kind of like that. I like that. Well, first off, I need to win a drop so I can screenshot it and see it and all that stuff. Yeah, or a shirt that says like, I also not a huge. How do you guys feel about having shirts with logos on the back? Because part of me, when you said that initially, I thought I'm making a shirt that says expectation, and it says like, it shows the blind box, the win box, like, has the question marks on it, like when you win. Or, like you said, like you have 1 order pending, and it says expectation is like, oh, you're winning, and then on the back it says all editions have been sold out or something like that on the back. So like, I'm not a huge fan of like graphics on like the back of a shirt, weirdly enough. Like I hope I'm not alone in that, but I like it within the run. So maybe I could do that. Like expectation is you're winning, and then on the bottom half of the shirt it says reality, it says all editions have been sold out or something like that. Maybe that's a bit too much for a shirt. It's kind of like too much noise and too much text. But yeah, I think the more subtle it is, the better, in a way. What up, Vibes? What do you think about this mini pump? I think you already got my opinion on it. I said it earlier because this message was like a little over 10 minutes ago. So I think you already know what I said, the NFT freshman. How do we join? First, I think you can only do it on desktop, if you're trying to join the membership. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, is the membership. I think you have to be on desktop, because I don't think you can join membership on your phone. Because all the only options you have is to donate. So the next time you're on my YouTube channel, if you want to do it while I'm streaming, that way it actually pops up. But you can also do it when I'm offline. There should be a join button next to subscribe or whatever. So that's how you do it. Tyler Dura, love the videos. Thanks, Tyler. Appreciate it, man. Poolside t-shirt. Yeah. Oh, dude, the other one I thought of, which was chili peppers, dude. You gotta have the chili peppers. So I thought about, just for funsies, I thought about getting, I'll have to ask Alex if he'll let me. Maybe I'll give him a free shirt. But if there's just his what's it called? The one he always has on like on Twitter Space and stuff. He has that logo of his like kind of like a cartoony head with like the red backgrounds. I was gonna put that and just put 4 chili peppers, and that's it. Like no context, no nothing. If you know, you know. But if you don't know, then you just don't know. I was just gonna have his picture of his face and 4 chili peppers, and that's it. I thought that would be hilarious. Morrowind was an all-time great. Oblivion was my favorite because the DLCs were amazing. Yeah. I liked Oblivion a lot too, but it just seemed like the fact that you could like use a sword in one hand and a spell in the other, which was super cool. But it seemed like everything was, the combat was like very floaty, if that makes sense. Like you attack something, you hit it, they like fly up in the air, or like whether you're hitting with a dagger or a warhammer, like everything just felt the same. Like there just wasn't a lot of like oomph in the combat. Like Oblivion did a lot of things very well. I really liked the quests in Oblivion in general. I like the, what's it called? I really liked the guild quests for like the Mages Guild, the Thieves Guild, like all that stuff was a lot of fun, because there was, every time you got a quest, when they give you the information, you think one thing, but there's always seems to be some twist or some betrayal or just some information that they didn't tell you about or they just didn't know. And the quests were always just super interesting in Oblivion. Morrowind was definitely more immersive with the world and explorative, and you could do some crazy stuff with your character. But yeah. Would love a golden moment shirt. Yeah, I think even something as simple as, and I think it'd be very, very subtle, but like a golden moments, like it almost looks like a token and it says GM in the middle, but maybe on the outside or like there's shading or there's like shadows, like very, very briefly, you could probably barely tell, but it would have like Walt or Elsa and the Simpson, Homer head or whatever. Like you could be able to tell like very briefly or very subtly that like, if you know, you know, but, a golden moment shirt. Yeah. Golden moment shirt would be awesome. It would probably be the only wall I can afford. Yeah. Cause I don't know. I in my mind, just for trademark purposes and stuff, like, I don't think I can like just throw on an image of Walt or just screenshot, the Walt NFT and just slap it on a shirt. I don't know if I can do that. If I can, that'd be awesome. That'd be super simple. But if I can't, and I doubt I can, and like monetize it and all that stuff, I assume I have to get a little bit more creative with it, right? I probably have to do like a golden moment thing, or maybe it look like the base, like instead of like a token, it look like the base of a golden moment, because they all have the base, like the golden base, right? So if you had that, but maybe there's just shadows around it that look like around the outside that have like the different golden moments. One that kind of looks like Wally, one that kind of looks like the skateboard, and then it kind of goes around. Something like that, I think would be really cool. Thanks, buddy. Anytime, Keystones. Is it worth buying anything right now? I'm sure there is. I just don't. As of right now, me personally, I'm just waiting, because I do think we're gonna have a couple more dips before things like do the final pump, the pump of all pumps, before that happens. So I'm just patiently waiting. I also got my eye on probably like 15 to 20 different NFTs right now. Maybe I'll make that list. One day I think I will make a video. I'll make that list of NFTs I'm going for before the market pumps, or, whatever it is. I'll probably make a video like that. Krusty Krab pizza. Yeah, as of right now, I'm just kind of waiting. Yeah, I did watch it. Don't worry. Yeah, I did watch it. Don't worry. Cool. Help us, Obi-Wan. You're our only hope. Yeah. Linktree. Okay, cool. Thanks, man. Funny enough, I can't even click on it. I can't even click on it. I'll do it on my phone. I'll pull it up on my phone. Cool. Okay, it's on their Linktree. Gotcha. All right. Cool. Thank you. I should also probably just pull a BB on here. Bring Boba Fett. They should. They should just do my exact drop. I just don't think Vivi, because when I did my Boba Fett Wednesday thing with Boba Fett, oh my god, I forgot her name. Not Bo-Katan. No, that's from Mandalorian. Anyway, all the characters from Boba Fett, I did all those, but I don't think Vivi is gonna do like blind box drops like that where they introduce multiple characters. What they'll probably do is really milk it and have like 5 different Boba Fetts, common through secret rare. Then they're gonna have 5 different Fennec Shans, the female character, the other assassin girl. Have 5 of her, and then like I feel like that's how they would actually do it. Unfortunately, I don't think they would actually do it in the format that I did and like have multiple FAs and cool characters in one drop. I think they would probably milk it and probably just do as much as they can. May the 4th, yes sir. But what's up, VVN3, aka Old Rhubarb, aka Corey, SR Deadpool or Goofy? What should I get? I would get Goofy. Goofy's actually gone higher than SR Deadpool. Because SR Deadpool, we just looked at it earlier, the highest it's ever been is 4,200. Goofy's was higher than that. I know that was probably during its initial hype of the first day, but I think there's a lot of people like myself that bought it for above 3,500, and we're holding. Mauricio, so yeah. I think everyone is wrong about Todd. Selling Todd first Batman for a new shiny remote car just doesn't sound smart to me. I may be wrong, Kryptony. The only reason I say that is because me personally, again, we're all right and we're all wrong in different ways. I think there's going to be more opportunities to buy Todd because there's a lot of early OGs that have 5, 10, 15, 20 high double digits of Todds. And there's some people with like 50, 60 Todds, and they're just, you know, hey, oh, this is kind of a big drop. Okay, I'll sell it off or undercut and this and that. Like, I do think there's a good handful of people that have fat stacks of Todds, and they are more than happy to sell a couple off to buy the new drop or get the new thing, right? That's just the way I see it. And I think having basically the Grail of all cars and only 507 mints. So yeah. But selling Todd, I don't know. But yeah, if you have multiples, then sure. Yeah. But like I said earlier, I'd rather have, as at least of right now, like if I had 6,500 gems or whatever, and I was just gun-ho on buying either a Todd or an Aston Martin, I would buy the Aston Martin. Secret rare, me personally. Short idea, what's your method? Spam or timing? That too. Or a thing that just shows like the countdown timer, and it just shows that one guy like wiping his head, just like nervously sweating. You guys know what I'm talking about? Hold on. Like if I could do this. Hold on. Hopefully I have it. That's not the one. Like this one. Oh my god, this one's perfect. Which one is this? Please tell me I can like expand this or not make this like tiny. That's not what I wanted. No. Not open link, open image. Yes, that's what I want. There we go. It's kind of hard to see. But you guys have seen this meme before, right? I think this one would be pretty funny. Either, the way I see it is either it says, you guys have seen this meme before, right? Either it says spam or timing. It says spam or timing. Or it could say, maybe it just shows the sweaty face and it just shows the countdown timer for like the drop, right? Like the VV drop, it's like 3, 2, 1. It just shows the countdown timer, it says 3. And you're just sweating like, oh God, am I going to win? Am I going to win? But you know, with the Q system, that's going to be gone, right? So, I also had a t-shirt idea that said, in conjunction with the $10 Omi thing, it also had one that said like pre-penny Omi. So if you bought Omi before penny, you're in that group, right? So pre-penny Omi, things like that, I think would be fun. I bought Aston Martin UR today. Couldn't let it get away. Maybe it will dip, but also might not. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see, Logan. Not sure where it could go up or down. I do think it'll go down a little bit. But when that thing takes off, it's going to really take off, in my personal opinion. I just don't see it going much lower to, you know, from where it's at now. Let's see. Come on. I always join your YouTube. You have the most bearish news ever. I I don't mean to be like that. To be honest, I'm just trying to be realistic. Maybe I should be more positive. You know, I should be like, oh my god, you guys, just buy all the decon stuff. Like, buy what you love, buy what you like. Don't even buy what you love. Buy what you like. Who cares about profit? Who cares about buying the right thing? Just have fun. Like, hell yeah, hell yeah. Like, I don't, it's like, dude, it's like anytime there's a small pump, when you see a 5% pump on your NFT, you're just like, is it mooning? It's mooning. Like, I should maybe make some more hype NFT things, but I feel like occasionally you do need someone that's a bit more grounded. And honestly, that's where I got most of my compliments. Most of the compliments I get, honestly, about my stream or just my input in general is just like, I like how realistic you are. I think it's like, because I do think there is in any community like this, it could be a bit of an echo chamber, right? Where all you do is you're just like, oh no, it's all positive. It's all positive. Don't give harsh feedback for VV. They're trying hard or this or that. Like, it's like I'm sure, I'm trying to think of who else, but like, I do not mind making tough criticism for VV, the company itself. And I do not mind giving bad news, or at least that's just my personal opinion, right? I could be completely wrong, but I'm also trying to be realistic too, right? Like, based on the stuff that we have going on right now, I would say, I'm trying to think of like the most bullish news, honestly, we can get right now is comics and vaults. That's the most bullish news we can get right now. That would temporarily pump comics quite a bit, and then after that, we're going to be right back to this, right back to this trend. Like, until we get Omi to NFT or something big happens, I just don't see us like hyper recovering or hitting all-time highs again and stuff, right? But that's just me personally. Braden, I know Vibes is just, I know Vibes has just as much of an idea as we do, but he has a way of convincing me of anything. I hope not, I mean, that's fine, That's I'm not here to convince you guys of anything, but just give you the information you guys need, right? And I'll be honest, I'm that kind of guy too, where sometimes I'm like, I know I should make this play, but I just need to get a second opinion or a third opinion or whatever. And they're like, oh yeah, buy it. And I'm like, okay, cool. I can finally buy it. Like, I get it. Like, I've been there before. I still do that to this day. I still kind of subtly ask other content creators like, hey, can you look this up? Or like, hey, what do you think about this comic? Or, this drop or this, whatever. I did that in Rob's stream earlier today. Like, I was like on the fence whether or not I should buy that Daredevil first appearance of Bullseye. I'm probably gonna buy it like right after the stream, because it's an ultra rare, like 100 gems, and it's not trash tier. It's probably mid B tier for the most part, but that could be one of the comics that pumps well. And I do think same thing with Kang Uncommon. Buy button on drop for a t-shirt. Okay, yeah. Or I thought about this too. One that says, I had one that said, it was gonna say this. I'll type it in here or no, I can do it in here. I had a shirt idea that said, I had this shirt idea that says, if it'll populate, work with me, that says, Go Chain OG. So if you were early on VV enough, you're on the Go Chain, right? But we got switched over to Mutable X. So I was on the Go Chain technically for 2 months, 2.5 months, maybe 3. When did we switch over? I think it was like a month and a half ago, right? So I was on the Go Chain for like 2.5 months. So I think having just that logo that says Go Chain OG plus maybe a logo or a picture or whatever, if it just says that, it seems kind of weird. But I think Go Chain OG, because it also the OG and Go works backwards, right? So it's like Go Chain OG and then Go Chain whatever. So I kind of like that. Kind of like that look too. Fennec, yes, Fennec Shan. Did I say Shan Fennec or what? I might have said it backwards. I need a FA Kenobi, Obi-Wan Kenobi so badly. Yeah, don't say that in Dino streams. Dino's gonna get upset. He's like, no Star Wars until I sell off all my NFTs. Someone mentioned like, oh, it looks like Vivi should hire you. There was some sort of like joke going around like, oh, Vivi should hire you, Dino. And Dino's like, yeah, they should hire me for this or that. I forgot what it was. It was like a stream he had a week ago. And it's put in chat. I'm like, if Dino was the head of marketing or whatever, or like whatever his thing was, he's gonna be like, don't release any Star Wars until I sell my entire vault so I can buy it all first. Like, don't release any Star Wars. I could totally see him doing that, because he would be the type of person, he wouldn't sell his entire vault. He still loves Disney and all that stuff, but he would definitely sell off, I would say, a handful of things to buy it. During this dip, I stayed off Eevee for a while. It was too sad. I'm waiting for the day a celebrity posts Veve and their social and boom thereafter. Brandon Jacobs, yeah, that's something I actually brought up to some other content creators, right? Like, it's, you know, when the market's down, people are just not online as much. People don't, you know, the views are low, the comments are low, the interaction, the members, the subs, the donation, all that stuff is down. Like that totally makes sense. And I'm not, so like, I get it. Like, I would do the same if I was not kind of forcing myself to basically make daily content, or at least talk about Veve on a daily basis. Like, I would too. I would totally just check out and be like, whatever, I'll just check this in a month when the market's finally up, or maybe I'll check my subs, and until I see a thumbnail that says, is the Veve market pumping? Like, I'll watch that. And if the market's not pumping, I'm just gonna leave again. Like, that's all I would do too. But yeah, I get what you mean. So we're going for a little over 3 hours now. So it's 3:20. I'll probably get off at 3:30. So 10 more minutes. If you guys have any like burning questions, or if you guys have any ideas. So you think it's a dead cat bounce? More or less. I do think that we'll see some retracement, but it's not going to go as low as it did before. So like C3PO is not going to go back down to 1.6. It'll probably stop at around 2. Like, I just don't see it going down below to where it was prior, but it could. Who knows? That's just me. Until we get more, like I said, the most bullish information Veve can get immediately that will affect the market is, because like if we get Omi to NFT, they already said like Omi to NFT is like within the next year. That's still so far off, it won't matter. MCP, that's not happening anytime soon. It sounds like MCP like announcement. That's another thing that could help pump the market, because if they say, oh, here's the finalized MCP, and you find out rares or this comic or this rarity of collectible is the highest, or whatever it is, people are going to find a way to optimize it. Yeah, then there's going to be a huge buying spree of certain comics and stuff. So, but yeah, unfortunately I do. But you know, if you have something that's up, that's awesome. What did I do? Yeah, I'm getting off in like 10 minutes. So, any idea why the pump on Star Wars Golden Moments? Those are just like those are the two best Golden Moments other than Walt. R2 is number 2, C3PO is number 3. Plus, I think the wall was just super thin on those. So like C3PO was at 1.6 and it ran up to, it's at 3K now. So I think the wall between 1.7, let's say, up to 2.7 was probably only like 10 or 15 listings. So like 10 or 15 listings later, then all of a sudden it's basically up 60, 70%, right? It's up quite a bit. But some of the other NFTs like the Iron Man, LSN stuff, like there's just too much of a wall. Like, I think Iron Man would have pumped more if we didn't have so many listings at like 1.5 and 1.4. But I think the walls were just so thin for those two. Those also just happen to be the most popular Golden Moments. I mean, they're also Star Wars too, so there's that. So yeah, it's my thought. I have a question. Do you think that one day, for example, all your Mickey and other similar NFTs will be purchased and there'll be none on the market, so zero listed? Potentially. Who knows? I mean, that's a lot of Mickeys, though. I mean, hell, even just the Steamboat Willies themselves there's like 50,000 of them. Like, it's quite a bit considering that there's only 3. Is there that many? Those 30. Oh no, there's like 35,000 or 30. I don't know how many there are exactly, but it's really up there. Maybe it's closer to 40. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, a day like that could happen. I don't think that would actually happen until Omi to NFT. Until Omi to NFT comes, we will see entire collectibles get swept off the market, and then people are going to realize it. Like, oh my God, there's none left on this market. Then they're going to list it for whatever they want. Then all of a sudden, new floors, new everything's going to get listed. So we'll see. You think comics in Vault will be before MTL or after? Before. I would say before. I mean, people are already kind of getting MTL, but you think everything is going to go back down tomorrow? Nah, it'll take some time. We might even see some different NFTs pump tomorrow. So far, the last 3 nights, we've seen pretty much any combination of collect. So the last 2 nights, or no, the first 2 nights, I would say, we saw mostly comics pump and then some collectibles. Most recently, it was mostly collectibles and less so, and some comics pump too. But tonight, who knows? I mean, we've had 3 straight nights of something pumping. I would just say look for NFTs that have very thin walls, and see if you can make a play there. And, popular. Don't just buy. I keep using Kripken as an example because I think they're just trash tier. Even though I really like the Cosmic Cthulhu, I like a lot of the NFTs there, but they're just not super popular and all that stuff. But don't just buy up a bunch of Bigfoots because the walls are thin. Like, people are just going to start undercutting you right away. But brainstorming VV shift ideas is fun. Shift ideas. I like your drop idea. Here's another idea. Front of shirt says rebound guy. Back of shirt shows drop 4-minute, 8-minute market open. Okay, yeah, I kind of like that. Rebound guy. Well, I would make it, but I've literally never gotten a rebound in my life. So and I'm not even joking. Like, I've literally never gotten a rebound. I've tried every technique you can imagine, and I've never gotten a rebound. So, Superstar Money, what's up? Yeah, we need more traffic on the app. I think January highs. It's pretty normal market fluctuations right now. I think so too. I've said it before. I think after the whole January high, I legitimately think the first 3 or 4 weeks of the dip was just natural retracement. But then we started getting dogpiled on by, people complaining about bots, people talking about how there wasn't a lot of drops that happened like the first 6 weeks of this year. So it was like pretty slow. Crypto was down, world conflicts going on, chili peppers. There was like a lot of things that just I think just made the dip even worse, or made it continue even longer than it maybe should have. Who knows? What do you think about the New Mutants 89 or 98 UR with the higher mints? It's like 15 times cheaper than the SR. New Mutants, that's Deadpool, right? Ooh, that's a good call too. Superstar Money. I think they pumped because of the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer when it was released. So excited for it. Hell yeah, dude. I didn't even think about that. That's crazy. Honestly didn't even think about that. I didn't think about that at all. That's actually really smart. Plus, like, the walls were just super thin too. So I think both of those combined definitely helped. But dude, I didn't even think about the Obi-Wan trailer. That's actually really smart. I didn't even make that connection. New Mutants. Yeah, New Mutants could be, if we look here, yeah, like New Mutants could be on par for, like you said, it's like 15 times. It's like, it's about 12 times, 13 times cheaper, less, whatever you want to call it, than the floor. Maybe it's because people aren't a huge fan of like the very blank black and white. Who knows? But yeah, dude, we are. Let me look it up. Let me look up something. Collectibles or comics? I'm gonna look this up on my phone. New Mutants. New Mutants. Yeah, dude. And this is what I mean. I've said this before. Look, there is 19 ultra rares on the market, 30 secret rares. I think just because the ultra rare, and there's even more rares than ultra rares. I think just because, how much are these? 114 ultra rares. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it would run a whole lot. There's some pretty decent walls, but yeah, like there's only 29 of these on the market. There's 30 secret rares and 35 rares. 36 uncommons. Yeah, this is... So the initial wall right here is like relatively thin. The biggest jump is there in the middle. I don't know if you guys can see that. Maybe if I can make this bigger. Can I make this bigger? It doesn't really help. But there in the middle, the biggest jump is right here. It's from 250 all the way up to 280. That's like a 32 gem swing right there. So that's the biggest jump. But we can get past that and then past this wall of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 comics that are basically around 300. Once we can get through that wall, then it starts really running at that point. So yeah, good call, man. I think some people don't like these ultra rare covers where it's just like, here's the cover and there's like black and white with the text, black and white with the characters, and then just straight black and white. I think some people don't like that look. But then again, like I said before, I do think there are some comic book purists or comic book collectors that are just cover art purists. Like, this is all they care about, the actual original cover art. They don't care about the panel pulls. They don't care about the, they don't care about these covers. Even though these covers look awesome, they might not care about these new covers that new artists have made. They might not care. And that's why I think, like, as long as you get a pretty well-known, high-ish tier collectible or comic, I think you pretty much can't go wrong. I was going to show it actually here too. So NFTs, ultra rare comics. Hopefully it'll kind of update as I'm doing this. Like I said this before, I do think the original ultra rares, not only to getting just obviously more rare or whatever, but if you look at them, VeVe kind of did away with these original. So like the original cover art, that's just black and white. There's only like 3 or 4 comics that have that. There's Marvel Comics, Spider-Man, and Journey into Mystery. And I think that's it. Oh yeah, and New Mutants. That's it. Like after that, like first iteration or like that first series of comics that had it, all of the rest are all either panel pulls or art that's made by new artists. And there's some in Fantastic Four, #1. So there's only like 5 comics that had that. So, and to be honest, I think that style of ultra rares, VeVe's done. Like, they're not making those anymore. If we keep looking here, like there's no more ultra rares that are based on the exclusive, like that's based on the cover art, right? Or at least like I should say the original cover art. So as of right now, there's only 5 comics that have the original cover art in black and white, and that's it. From now on, it's always going to be either a panel pull or a new age artist. So I know it's like a small niche, but it's also good that literally all 5 of these comics are, pretty top tier. Now, New Mutants is probably the bottom of the 5, obviously, but these 5 are all very high tier. So going forward, I think just the exclusivity of just having strictly a black and white version is going to be interesting, right? So I don't know, that's my take on it. And I think NFT Tracker just showed it the best, or ecomi wiki, which is why I wanted to show it on there. T-shirt idea, come and take it, with a picture of a massage. Oh my god, come and take it. Yeah, I'm taking matters in my own hands, dude. I was laughing my ass off when Non-Fungible did that video. Man, I'm gonna take my matters into my own hands, and he has a massage gun. I was laughing my ass off, man. That was so funny. Star Wars trailer might have helped out. I think so too. Rob stuff, VV vibes, yes sir. That person is botting or whatever. Steamboat Willie's so underrated. Yeah, I still have mine. I'm still holding it. That's the one I won off drop. So say C3PO goes back to 2K, you think it'd be a good idea to sell it now and buy it back later? Ooh, so I tried that with a couple collectibles so far. One it's worked out pretty well on, one not so much. So yeah, that's a legitimate strategy. Is it risky as hell? Yes, it's very risky. It's up to you, right? It's risky, especially if you're in the red already. With that NFT, that's risky. But if you're in the profit, it's hard because like part of me wants to tell you like just don't do it, but also part of me is like, yeah, dude, just sell it. Worst case scenario, you sell it. Okay, C3PO runs away. Cool, just buy a different golden moment. Buy, there's plenty of other stuff you can buy. Buy lenticulars. Buy comics. Like there's other things you can buy. It's like it's not like C3PO is the only NFT that's going to pump on the market. I think some people forget that, right? It's not like crypto where it's like, and I'm sure I don't know anything about investing in crypto or anything like that. It's not like, oh, it's just Bitcoin or Ethereum and that's it. And if those two are doing bad, like, oh God, like all my options for getting massive gains is gone. It's like, no, there's plenty of stuff you can buy that could go up in the meantime. And if C3O is hard pumping or if it's really running away, there's probably dozens of other NFTs doing the same thing. What do you think about Little Friends Gold? Only 26 left. Floor super thin, 4.4K. I think there's people waiting to list it. I'll be honest, I'm the type of person that I don't list my NFT unless I'm planning on selling it like very soon. So I've tried it before with a friend where, thinking back in hindsight, this was a while ago. We tried to buy up a lot of the ultra rare Throgs. So let me just show you what happened. It did not work out like at all. Just like looking at this in hindsight is just hilarious and just bad. We also picked probably the legitimate. We probably picked the absolute worst time in VeVe history to probably actually like make this move. Come on. Rug. Do I have to okay, there we go. So Throg Lightning Leap. And I know this from experience. So you know this pump right here that happened? No, back here? No, here. That was me and my friend. This little pump that happened like up here. So this, not this initial pump, but this like secondary pump. That was me and my friend. We bought up quite a few of these. At the time, listings. No, I think it was this initial pump right here. This first one that happened early January. We're like, oh, let's go for it. So we're like, dude, like listings are pretty low. They're below 100. We could buy up like almost half of it, right? We can buy up almost half of the floor and it's just going to run, right? People are going to freak out. People are going to start buying it, right? Like, oh my God, Throg is pumping. Plus it's like, there was talk of like, at that time, like there was a lot of talk around the Loki show where Throg made like a cameo and we thought it was kind of a meme and Pepe and all that stuff. And it just sounded good in our heads, but obviously it didn't end up working that way. It did pump quite a bit. But honestly, it was super hard to sell these off. Like there just was not much in circulation happening. I don't know what was going on, but like it just took me a while to sell it off. And I mean, that happened within a week, right? Like the whole point wasn't just to pump and dump it. Like the whole point was to like, in our mind was to buy quite a few of these and then hold these until they got up to, 700, 800, like back to where it was right here, basically 700. And then start selling them off or start dollar cost averaging on the way up. And it kind of went there, but then it started immediately going down and people immediately started taking profits and start like listing stuff. But I don't know, this is really early on, right? Like at this point, I was only on the app for, I made good profits from doing a lot of different flipping and I was kind of careless with my gems. And I say this is literally the worst time possible because we bought all this stuff. Like I spent a very good portion of my gems on Throgs and literally, you guys know what happened the first couple weeks of January. Everything pumped. Throg only went up. I mean, Throg went up pretty significantly. It did went up by like 50% from where we bought it, right? Like we're buying up here, like above 400. So it went up 50%. Cool. There's so many other NFTs that I basically did a 2, 3, or a 4x in that time. And so like, I was telling my friend, I'm like, dude, I think we literally bought like the worst NFT on the platform because it only went up 50% while everything else on the platform did like a 2 or a 3x. So. All right, I'm going to jam through chat and then I'm going to hop off. I'm already like 8 minutes behind. Is Ghost Rider Rare worth buying right now since it went down like 20 or 30 gems? I would say so, yeah. Yeah, if it's down, it's down. And if it's hit that all-time high like twice, right? Not all-time high, but Marvel Spotlight, that's what it's called. Do I pay taxes when I sell for a profit in the app this year? Coca-Cola, I'm not a financial advisor, let alone an accountant or anything like that. As far as I know, don't take this as actual advice. As far as I know, like you shouldn't get taxed on any of this technically until you like cash out MTL wise, right? That's my take. I could be completely wrong. Run it by your own tax advisor and all that stuff. Like I'm not a tax expert by any means, so I have no idea. You're asking the wrong person. But in my mind, it's not the gains aren't realized until you like actually cash out your NFTs for cash, right? Probably helped a lot of people, man, sharing strategies. Yeah, then mostly it's just failed strategies too. That's why I'm trying out this like all right, what if I sell while the market's dipping and I can like rebuy it? Is that a legitimate strategy? It is legitimate. Like, you know, should I have done it at any point in the last 6 weeks? I probably should have, realizing now like how far the market is dipping. But spot. All right, ecomi wiki is being weird right now. Plus, I think my computer's just being slow right now. So, yeah, I would buy it, dude. And yeah, gotta log out. Let's see here. Yeah, dude, why not? Just, you know, if you're planning on buying Ghost Rider, I think now's as good as time as ever to buy it. It's gonna go up eventually. So, let's see. I appreciate your take on that. Yeah, of course. That's the ultimate VV hedge fund. Yeah. Didn't really play out. We bought, I was, you know, I was at like, it was exciting at first, and I was upset. Then I kind of went through acceptance, and then I was like, you know, just screw it and start selling. Because, I mean, literally, if we bought anything else on the app, we could have bought Cryptkins and probably made better profit. But, you know, it is what it is. You just learn, right? Man, great Throg story. Probably helped a lot of people. Yeah, exactly. So we could have literally bought anything else on the app, and we probably would have made more money. But, you know, it is what it is. I made a good amount of profit throughout December as well as November, so I'm relatively happy with it. But yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. I'm be heading off for now. Yeah, I think as we get more members, if we can get more members in here and people start showing up, you know, to the stream more consistently, and if we get, I would say like north of like 5-10 members like on stream, I'm more than happy to do a private stream at the end where you guys have my undivided attention. We can talk about ideas for emotes and the YouTube channel, talk about t-shirt ideas, all that kind of stuff. I think a lot of that stuff would be very, very fun. And we can talk about VV, we can talk about market, we can talk about literally anything. It doesn't matter to me. So anyway, thanks for stopping by, guys. Please go check out all the other content creators that were in here earlier. So Superstar Money, please go check out Rob's stuff, as well as my collectibles. They were all on here earlier. I'm not sure if they still are, but if they are, please go check them out. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. And please double and triple check all of your listings so you don't screw yourself over. And I'll catch you guys next time. Be safe.